Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN. We're here at Tactical Analysis Show. Day after Arsenal draw to Chelsea at the Bridge. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to everyone in the building. And we need to get straight into this. What a game. A game of two halves. A game that was there for the taking for Arsenal. Let's be real. It was a game that was there for the taking. It was there for the taking for both teams. Chelsea had opportunities where they could have won. Chances for Pedro Neto, chances for Esteval. Didn't take their opportunities, but Arsenal as well come away from this game as well feeling frustrated that we didn't put them to the sword, that we didn't also capitalize on the chances that we created. And ultimately, both teams leave this game frustrated, looking at the game as, 2 points dropped instead of, a point gained, 100%. And for me, I look at this game and I think, where was the tactical changes? Where was the finishers off the bench? Where was the tactical change when the game was there for the taking from Arteta? Definitely a game that I look and go, substitutions tactically were doing like for like. Let's just be real. Didn't really bring anything different to the players that they were replacing apart from fresh legs. And it goes back to this manager. It goes back to the questions around this manager. When it's must-win games, when it's a game that you have to get over the line, this was a big test. We passed the Bayern Munich test. You need to pass this test as well. You need to be able to get over the line. You need to be able to win games even when it doesn't go your way. And against Chelsea, I don't feel like we really did much. The first half, we were completely nullified by their press, completely, what did we create? Create about one chance. Wasn't really good enough. Let's just be real. Wasn't really good enough. And with a team that has the expectation to go out there this season and win a major honor, you need to be doing more. Zubimendi and Miko Moreno, primarily the main two that were nullifying our attack because they weren't able to take care of the ball and transition with the ball. And Eze was completely pressed out of the game. And I look at this game and say, this is already the third draw of the season. We've already lost the game as well. It's starting to rack up early on in the season. We're already starting to rack up dropping points. And you have to look at where you went wrong last season to put it right this season. And for me, I just feel like, what was the point in bringing on Madueke if you're not going to play him in his strongest position, which is on the right wing? What is the point? He comes on and does exactly the same that Martinelli was doing, spamming a couple of crosses, but not really being effective enough. You look at Lewis Skelly that came on, not doing enough. Ødegaard came on. He was his passes were going nowhere, trying to play through the middle, and it wasn't working. Arteta should have made substitutions to go long and go direct and tried to hit them direct because we weren't going to be able to play through their midfield. And Ødegaard showed that. We had 2 10s on the pitch and we still couldn't break them down through the middle, which is exactly what I mean about tactically changing the game and tactically approaching it differently. Before the game, I said I wanted us to be direct and bypass that whole midfield. And even though Caicedo was no longer on the pitch after the red card, we were still struggling to break down a Chelsea team that was down to 10 men. Not good enough. What we should have been doing is using Gyökeres as a target man and trying to bring through the wingers. Also, the fact that he wasn't decisive enough to take Saka off after the assist. What did Saka really do? Didn't really do much. Wasn't really that effective. Let's just be real. Saka needed to be, if Martinelli needed to be taken off, so did Saka. That one assist didn't mean that Saka had a good game. He wasn't effective all game. His crosses were poor. His shots were over the bar. He wasn't anticipating the runs from Moreno in the box. His delivery and his shooting was really, really off, and he needed to be taken off, to be honest. So you look at the game and you think nothing tactically changed. We're just spamming crosses in the box carelessly, aimlessly. We wasn't using our striker as a target point, and we were still trying to play through the middle of the park using Ødegaard. Not good enough. And that's why ultimately we weren't able to get over the line. And these are the games where Arteta has to earn his money. This is where you have to earn your money when things go sideways, when the game isn't, in your favor necessarily, and Chelsea are defending well. I think Maresca did a very good job, and Maresca is the one that comes out of this Chelsea game looking like the manager that adjusted the best to his situation. A player down, and they hold up for a 1-1. We have the initiative, we have the benefit of having an extra player on the pitch, and we don't make that count. We don't make that count. And these are the games that you look back and you think, it's not good enough. It's really not good enough. Calafiori could have offered us a lot more in terms of going forward, and you take him off, you know. And Calafiori is a player that I do criticize a lot, but at the same time, he's somebody that would have offered you and would have made it count that they had a player, you know, a player down if you give him the license to go forward. Instead, you take him off for Skelly, that's been in poor form. He comes on and does absolutely nothing. Tactically, I just felt like the tactics were stale. They were very samey. Yes, bringing off Zubimendi for Ødegaard was a decent shout, but at the same time, you should have given Ødegaard the instructions to play it long and use Gyökeres as a target man. Use Moreno as a target man. Both of them are big players. They can hold off defenders, and it can bypass their press. It can bypass their midfield. We were never going to play through their midfield. This is a midfield. This is a Chelsea setup that nullified Barca, that nullified PSG. We don't play in open play. We don't play as well as those two teams. We don't attack as a unit as well as those two teams. So I think it was a bit naive from Arteta to continue, you know, getting Eze and Ødegaard to try and play through the middle when it just wasn't working. It wasn't working. We wasn't creating enough opportunities. And most of our opportunities in the second half was coming through Saka's right-hand side. This is what I mean. Like, you needed to take Saka off to make him accountable, because the delivery wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. It was really poor. Really poor. And I just don't feel like we really approached the game any different. We just made substitutions for fresh legs and thought that would be enough for us to be able to beat Chelsea. I don't think tactically we really changed. We didn't go direct. We didn't bypass the midfield. We didn't ask different questions of Chelsea. We just continued to do the same thing, and it was an approach that I didn't like. It was kind of, okay, let's not open up. Let's just, you know, we're happy to take the draw and just go with the draw. And I just felt like we fell flat. We just really fell flat. But for the goal that we made, the cross in the box from Saka dropping off the shoulder of Cucurella, giving it to Moreno, you saw that we were able to open them up when we went a little bit more direct. We needed to be more direct, but I just don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's good enough to approach a game like that and play for a 0-0 when the game is there and they're down to 10 men. You know, not good enough in my opinion. Not good enough. Arsenal got dominated by 10 men. Lily, Philip, Chelsea. Yo, bro. Crazy. Domination in the location. Big up. The whole team wasn't effective. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. I think these are the games that I question the manager. I look at him and I say, tactically, you know, what's the difference? What's your answers? You know what I'm saying, in a game like this? And it just, once again, I just looked like he had no answers. It kind of reminded me of the game that we played against PSG, where we looked tactically nullified, like we didn't have any other ideas. And there was players there available that we could have been different. You know, you could have used the directness of Madueke on the right-hand side, you know, and then tell him, you know what I mean? You be direct on the right-hand side and whip in the cross. Put Saka on the left-hand side. Saka's way less predictable on the left-hand side. He's actually way more direct. He's way more direct because he doesn't cut in on his left foot. So he's a lot more direct on that left-hand side. Saka plays differently on the left-hand side of the attack than he does on the right-hand side. He could have utilized that. Instead, he doesn't. He could have said, Ødegaard, you receive the ball from deep and it's one route football and get it to Gyökeres as fast as possible. Gyökeres, chest it down, bring through the wingers, and we're there in goal. You've got Saka being direct and you've got Madueke being direct and through on goal. That's what we could have done. But instead, we didn't. The chance that we created for Martinelli was another opportunity that we could have, you know, that we did well, but we weren't able to consistently, you know, play through the middle. The one time we played through the middle against Chelsea was the 1-2s of Declan Rice and Eze, and then the pass to Martinelli where he had a really good shot outside the box, and Sanchez done really well to save it. But other than that, we wasn't never going to consistently play through their midfield. And ultimately, it's a shame. It's a shame. The performance for me was a shame. It was a shame. Very frustrating performance. Very frustrating from the manager. And this is where people like myself that have a lot of questions about this manager, these are the games that justify us questioning him. Because you have to be getting over the line. There's no excuse. You've got a team then that's good enough to win a league title. You have to get over the line. You have to impose yourself in a game. Not only do people say that Arsenal got a better squad than Chelsea, they were down. They were down to 10 men. You know, the fact that they were down to 10 men and we had an extra player, you got to make that count. Instead, we don't. You know, instead we don't. Obviously, with injuries, it is what it is. Hincapié and Mosquera weren't the most solid centre-back pairing, but at the same time, they did a decent job. Luckily, you know, Timber and Declan Rice helped them out. It's not like they've had a load of games together, which is something that I'd like to see, them having more games together. And this is what I was saying at the start of the season. You need to build players so they get momentum by rotation, and you play, you know, certain players together so they actually build some chemistry. That is what's needed. We need Eze to play alongside Gyökeres. We need Hincapié and Mosquera to learn how to defend without Saliba and Gabriel, so they actually build the partnership there. We need those kind of things. We need these players to build momentum. We need Ethan to get more minutes so that when there's games like this that you need to use them, they've got the match fitness, they've got a bit of momentum, they've played a couple of games, they've built certain chemistry with certain players that are available. The problem is when you play your main team all the time and you don't really rotate, or there's certain players that always have to play, you stop players building certain connections and certain chemistry with their teammates. And then when they come in, you'll see it that it's not really the same. It's not really the same. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Of course, I didn't expect Hincapié and Mosquera to be as good as Saliba and Gabriel. Obviously, that partnership is one of the best in Europe. That's completely undeniable. But at the same time, you know, they did all right. They weren't, you know, it could have been a lot worse. There was times where, you know, Hincapié slipping and Mosquera caught sleeping. But, you know, it was a promising performance that they, you know, that they could go up against a Chelsea team that's in form, a Chelsea team that slapped up Barcelona, and they held their own. But it was definitely something that, you know, if Chelsea would have focused more on, then, you know, especially in the first half, we could have been punished. We're lucky that, well, we're not even lucky, but I'm happy that we're in a position where, you know, before we used to struggle. If Saliba's injured, if Gabriel's injured, we'd struggle to replace one of them. Now we're in a situation where we can have both of them injured and still have adequate replacements. Obviously, we'll see how good Hincapié and Mosquera play for the rest of the season. But they held their own. They held their own. And this is why the manager has no excuses, because you've now got rotation in every squad. The squad has been built by you, whether you've promoted certain players from the academy or you've bought the whole team. Like, the whole team is now a reflection of this manager. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. But these two, you know, dropping those 2 points last night, yeah, that was frustrating. I can't lie. That was a very frustrating performance. We didn't even turn up like we were there to win the game. We're just coasting. It just seemed like we was coasting and we had limited amount of ideas. And this is the problem when Arteta talks about, you know, accountability from the players and players having to turn up. You have to turn up as a manager and make the difference. If you're going to buy players that are limited, you know, Martinelli's, you know, he's good on a counter-attack when he's got space, not good against low blocks. Saka is Saka's very predictable in the way that he plays, always looking to cut on his left, you know, isn't really that good at beating players unless he's got pace in behind as well. Moreno is not, you know, the most clinical striker. You know, he's not actually a striker in the first place. When you've got Zubimendi that doesn't like to be pressed, he's not press resistant, then this is what you're going to get. You're going to get performances like this, and you have to be the star as the manager. You have to be the difference maker, because you've got system-based players, not players that, you know, are exceptional at many things. So you have to bridge that gap, that there's players in this team that are limited. There's players in this team that thrive under certain circumstances and certain, you know, when the game is going a certain way. And if the game plays into the strength, I am not shocked that Martinelli was not effective against Chelsea, because I knew they wouldn't leave space in behind. And I knew that their midfield would double up on, you know, and help out their fullback. So I knew that there would be no space for somebody like Martinelli to operate. So you now need to tactically change that. Whether you bring Martinelli into the center and play him as a striker, whether you use Moreno as a target man, whether you use Saka on the left and make him be more direct, you know, to be able to give Gusto something else to think about, whether you use Ødegaard as a deep line playmaker instead of trying to make it like you're playing 2 number 10s and breaking through the middle. You know, you got to change it up. You got to change it up. You can't just, you know, just make changes for change's sake and make it seem like you're doing something when in reality there's no real difference. You're not affecting the game tactically. Tactically, you're doing the same thing, just with different players, with fresher legs. And what did it do? We weren't able to break down Chelsea. So ultimately, we didn't bring anything different to the Chelsea team, to the Chelsea performance. And Chelsea are the ones looking at it thinking we were the better team and we're down to 10 men. You know, that's not a good sign. That's not something that we, you know, that Arteta should be proud of. That's not something that, you know, shines a good light on the manager tactically. I personally don't think he's a good tactician. I think Arteta is a good coach, but he's not a great tactician. I think he has limitations. You know, Bayern a couple of years ago, yes, we beat them this time, but I just feel like you always see him fall short in these big tactical games. This game against Chelsea for me not only was it a pressure game, it was a tactical game. When we came into this game, it was a tactical game. It was a game of tactics and playing chess. We knew that their press could nullify anybody in Europe. That midfield setup of Reece James and Caicedo can nullify any midfield, any attack in Europe. They've proven it already. And were we able to bypass that and affect them? And we didn't. And we didn't on a consistent basis. Not enough times to be able to win the game. And that is where you look at Arteta and say, you're not making, you didn't make the difference, man. You didn't make the difference. You know, you didn't show that you've grown tactically. You know, Enrique, let's just be honest about it. Enrique schooled Arteta in the Champions League. You know, and we've seen Maresca now school him when he's down to 10 men. And arguably his best DM. I know people are saying Reece James. Reece James had an amazing game. And this is where I look at him and I say, yo, Arteta, this is the thing. This is why if you want to be held up there as the elite, if you want to keep on to your job, you need to be winning these games. By hook or by crook, you have to win. That is the requirement to get over the line. And if you cannot do it, then you need to step aside for someone that can do it, because the quality in squad is already there. The quality in squad is already there and available. So if you're not able to do that, then we need a manager that tactically is levels above what you're offering right now, and that can do it with this squad because the players are there. The players are there. So, you know, it's one of those ones. Apparently, it's illegal to attack with 10 men under this manager. It's crazy, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Big up Northside. Arteta is a fraud for taking off Calafiori for Skelly and putting Madueke on the left. Yeah, I didn't agree with those changes, man. Saka ain't him, to be honest. Oh, big up Cam, bro. Big up to my guy Cam, bro. Big up to Cam. Listen, we have to have uncomfortable conversations about Saka, because I'm sorry for the hype that he gets. I feel like there's a lot of performances that are underwhelming. There's a lot of things that I want to see from Saka that I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing Saka beating players unless he has the head start to get in and behind and beat them for pace. And even that, I've seen Saka slow down since the injuries. Saka's not given me the performances that I've seen from peak Saka, you know, and I feel like there's a lack of evolution in Saka's game. I don't see him beating players the way he used to. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't see him taking on attackers like defenders. I don't see him taking on players. All I see him doing is playing it safe, smashing it over the bar, and being very, very predictable. Very predictable, slowing the game down, passing backwards, sideways, misplaced crosses, you know, just taking his shot way too, like, with no composure in front of goal. I'm not seeing Saka develop as a player. I'm not seeing Saka development as a player. I know a long time ago, there was a time where everyone's looking at Saka and saying, oh, you know, Saka, he needs to get the numbers. Yeah, and to be fair to Saka, you know, he improved his numbers. He got up there. He was our highest goal scorer year in, year out. You can't deny that. I'm not going to deny that. In terms of the numbers game, he upped his game. But in terms of his actual footballing ability, I feel like Saka's gone stale a long time ago. And this injury has accelerated how stale his game has got. It's very predictable. I'll explain exactly how Saka plays. He'll receive the ball. He'll try and roll the ball slowly. If there's no space in behind so he can beat the fullback, if the fullback can keep pace with him, then he'll try and beat him for pace. Then he'll cut back, pass it backwards. Or he'll cut on his left, drift into the middle. If there's no opening to shoot, he'll pass it to the number 10. And that's it. That's it. That is it. That's his game. That's what he brings to the table. That's it. So if you give him the opportunity to shoot, yes, he's got a very good shot on his left foot. But if you close that down, well, he ain't going to really affect anything, because if the fullback can keep up with him or they double up on him, he doesn't have the flair, the skill, the way of, being direct and dropping the shoulder. This is why a lot of Arsenal fans, even though I didn't want Madueke, but a lot of Arsenal fans were saying, yo, Madueke, look at how direct he is when he plays on the right in comparison to Saka. Nobody's saying that he's better than Saka. But in terms of being direct, he actually takes on players. You know what I'm saying? And Saka just goes through the motion and it's okay because it's Starboy and you're not allowed to criticize him, because if you criticize him, oh, it's discrimination, it's racism. No, it's not. As a black person, let me tell you right now, critiquing my profession is not being racist. You can critique my profession. It doesn't make it racist. So at the end of the day, I just feel like the fan base need to stop protecting Saka. Yeah, at the end of the day, he's a paid employee. Give him props where props is due, but also make him accountable. What I don't understand is that this manager made him accountable against Bayern Munich, but then yesterday, he's having a bad game. You make Martinelli accountable, but you don't make Saka accountable. You make Zubamendi accountable, but you don't make Saka accountable. What's the difference? They're all paid professionals of the football club. Saka was not having a great game. No, if Saka was having a great game, I'll be saying, why did you take him off? He's having a great game. He wasn't having a great game. And I don't understand why this fan base is so scared, to call Saka out. It's always like the thing that this fan base never want to talk about. They never want to talk about when Saka has bad games, or when he's not turning up, or when he's not offering enough. Exactly. He is the one player that's able to get away with bad performances and nobody talks about it. But I'm going to talk about it, because at the end of the day, the standard I have, for one player, I have for all the players. If you don't perform, then I'll criticize. Calafiori is a player that I don't rate, but Calafiori's been playing really well. Calafiori recently has been playing better than Saka. That's the reality. Do I rate Calafiori more than Saka? No, I don't. But at the end of the day, based on performances, based on how the players are playing, Saka's been playing better. Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like this unwritten law that people just don't talk about Saka's performances. It's crazy. It's crazy. But they don't give that kind of leeway for somebody like Martinelli. They don't give that kind of leeway for someone like Moreno. But when it's Saka, there's a bunch of excuses. Now we need to talk about it. Arsenal got all these players, but still nothing to show in the final third. Glockrez is tired. It's crazy, bro. Chelsea fan here. For me, your biggest problem is that Moreno is your best striker. He doesn't stretch that defense at all and is very immobile. So the mid block can stretch wider and cut the wings off. But here's the thing, yeah. I hear what you're saying and I agree, innit? I agree, but at the same time, that wasn't really the job I wanted Moreno to do. What I wanted Moreno to do was not what he did against you guys. I wanted him to be the target man, get physical, and just link up play with the wingers, let the wingers invert. See what I'm saying? Use the wingers as inverted wingers and get him to play through Martinelli's and Saka, because when he's drawing out different defenders and pushing off defenders, then that will create space for Martinelli and Saka to operate. So in this game, I didn't really need him to do that, but I get it. In most games, yeah, he doesn't offer that. He doesn't offer that. But it is what it is. That's not really his game. He's not even a striker, really. The problem is, yeah, this is the problem. Like, Gyökeres hasn't been consistent, and he has been our most consistent striker at the moment. But he takes up good positions in the box, Moreno, hence why he got the goal. That's his strengths. Find him in the box, more of a fox in a box The way he plays as a striker is more of a fox in the box than somebody that's going to run off the shoulder of the defenders and stretch defenses. So I hear what you're saying. It's just not his game. It's not his game. And the thing is, when we got Gyökeres, the majority of the season, that is his game. But we don't even play to his strengths. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't play to his strengths. I don't think against Chelsea that would have been the right tactic, because I don't feel like your midfield would have allowed him to run in behind. But if he could have pulled off, pushed off a couple of defenders and linked up, I think that's what I wanted him to do. Instead, in the first half, he's dropping him deep and linking up play and getting caught out on the press. He couldn't handle Reece James's press. He couldn't handle Caicedo's press. But then again, neither could Zubimendi. There was a couple of them. Neither could Eze, to be fair. So most of our midfield couldn't handle the press, which was shocking. It was mad. I'm pissed with the draw. Arsenal scammed another draw. Yeah, man. It's mad, bro. It's mad. It's mad. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Zubimendi, Mascara were horrible yesterday. Bro, Enzo was offside when Chalobah heads the ball north. Bro, it is what it is, isn't it? We didn't do enough to win the game, bro. We didn't do enough to win the game. I ain't going to be looking at things like that. We didn't do enough to win the game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, Partey is levels clear. Zubimendi never compares Zubimendi to Partey again. This is what I'm saying. The disrespect, these man, the disrespect on Partey, yeah, to be saying straight off the bat before Zubimendi even ever kicked the ball for us that he's better than Partey was a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. You know what I mean? He's nowhere near. Sorry, Zubimendi, from what I've seen, Zubimendi is nowhere near the level of Partey. Partey is actually press resistant, and he actually played the ball forward, and he actually transitioned really well from deep. Everything that's lacking with Zubimendi right now. Zubimendi does have the pass, but a lot of times I'm seeing him not being press resistant, doesn't win the ball back in the midfield convincingly, always positionally out of position. You know what I'm saying? Always chasing shadows. I'm sorry, he's not been playing well enough. He's not been playing well enough. That's the reality. He's not been playing well enough. So all this talk about Zubimendi is better than Partey, in what aspect? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Enzo was up. Oh, cool. You already read that. Gyökeres only had rebounds to have. He's a limited striker. Well, we'll see. We'll see, because the way he played against Burnley was really well. Let's see if he can replicate it. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see if he can replicate his form that he showed against Burnley. We'll see. Obviously, there's bigger tests out there, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not ready to write him off just yet. I'm pissed with Caicedo. We would have won 11 versus 11. Had your whole defense on yellows. Possibly. You know what I'm saying? But then that goes down to your players' discipline, isn't it? Big up Northside and everyone in the chat. 4 days to go till move. Hope you enjoy Spain. Also, Reece James, best right back in the league. Hey, big up, bro. Big up. Listen, big up, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Listen, gonna be a madness. Gonna be an absolute madness. Yeah, Reece James, bro. He's a baller, but everyone already knew he's a baller. I think some people discredited him because of the injury stuff. But if he can continue to stay fit, you know what I'm saying? You can see the quality of Reece James when he's available. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think anyone's ever denied Reece James's quality, man. I don't think anyone's ever denied his quality. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see if he continues to stay fit. I think when it comes to this type of games, Arteta always sets up not to lose, and that's the problem. That's the problem. It's always avoid losing instead of do everything to win. And that's a problem. There's a limit. There's a limitation to approaching games like that. That's the thing that some Arsenal fans don't want to accept. When you have the mentality of, I'd rather not lose games rather than do everything to win games, that is not good enough for knockout football. You're gonna get eliminated in knockout competition and cup competitions, having that kind of mentality. Because in the cup games, you have to win to proceed to the next stage. So when you're not scoring enough or you're not winning, you're not going out there to win, that's how you get eliminated. And this is why we ain't been winning any cups, because of this kind of mentality in the league. When it goes to the crunch end of the season, you have to be getting maximum points to stay in title races. you know, to build gaps between first and second. When you're just trying to play for a draw, you're going to drop points like that. You're going to drop points. And last season was a classic example of dropping too many points. And what happens? You don't win the league. So this is why this kind of mentality, it's good enough to be within a title race or to be in a top 4 place, but it ain't good enough when it comes to actually getting over the line and winning stuff. You have to show some cojones. You have to, do you know what I'm saying? You have to do everything to get over the line. And when you're just playing for draws or playing for, it doesn't matter, it's a tough game, it's against Chelsea and stuff like that. Nah, we had to win this game. We had to win this game because we already dropped points against Sunderland. We already dropped points against Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? We already dropped points against Man City. So this is the problem. Like these games start accumulating. All these games that people start writing off and saying, "Oh, well, it's only a couple of points dropped." Well, these games they're already starting to rack up. They're already starting to rack up. So this approach of we'll take a draw. Well, that approach of we'll take a draw last season, we didn't win the league. We didn't win the league with that approach. So I just think it's very naive to have that approach this season and thinking that we can get over the line because everyone else is inconsistent. As much as everyone else is inconsistent, Chelsea have been in touching distance. Man City have been in touching distance. And Man City have the knack of being within the touching distance and then turning it on when they have to turn it on. The problem with us is we don't have the experience as a team, as a squad, as a club in recent years of getting it over the line when it's the crunch end of the season, the business end of the season. Man City have that experience. So if they're within touching distance, they know how to turn it on. We've seen them do it numerous times. Have we done it? So we're always going to be questioning when the team is not taking advantage to build a bigger gap in the league because we're like, well, this team historically in the last 20 odd years crumbles at the crunch end of the season. The Leicester season, when Leicester won the league, that was a prime example of us to go on and win the league. What did we do? We crumbled. 22-23 season. Those are the two main situations you look at and you go, those were seasons Arsenal had to have won the league, and we didn't. And we had things in our favor, but we didn't do it. We didn't do it. So this is the problem. This is the problem. As much as we can keep talking and saying, "Oh, we're first at the moment," we know there's two versions of Arsenal under this manager. This team is good enough to compete, but this team also gets stunned by the pressure when it's business end of the season, and that's what it's been under this manager for the last 6 years. So it is what it is. It is what it is. What's this here? Rivals aside, Arsenal are still the best team in the league currently. We just did what you don't like, physicality game. Exactly. And what was our response? That's what's disappointing. What was our response? Our response is just keep it safe. Just keep it safe. Don't really, don't risk it all. Don't do everything for the 3 points. We'll just keep it safe, And I just feel like Arteta made the subs to make it look like we're going, Like, I'm not saying that Arteta didn't attack. He brought on Madueke, he was attacking. I just felt like the lack of ideas behind the subs is what made me feel like it was just subs for subs' sake. It wasn't subs behind any tactical plan or any tactical observation of, okay, we can catch them like this or we can catch them out like that, or we can adjust certain things to exploit certain weaknesses of the Chelsea squad. I just felt like it was fresh legs and let's just continue doing the same thing. And that's why nothing really changed. That's why nothing really changed. I think that was poor. It was poor from the manager. It was poor. But that, like I've always said, this is his biggest deficiency. To be fair, we did tell you that Noni is poor on the left. Yeah. That's true. That's true. He is poor on the left. Yeah, let's celebrate that he got an assist. You know what I mean? And you see a comment like this. A comment like this shows you the problem within this fan base. They just look at this right here. Stop blaming the manager unnecessarily First of all, Chelsea first goal was offside. Why the hell no one discussing that? So you're telling me Arsenal, that were October champions by what you man say, we're the October champions. We have the best centre-back pairing in the world. We've got the best right winger in the world. We've got Zubimendi that's better than Partey. We've got Ødegaard coming back. That is the creative spark. We've got Eze now. That's in partnership with the new star boy. We've got Gyökeres, that's a gunman. We've got a squad that's completely rebuilt and is fixed. We've got nobody else in the league is anyone near us. Nobody even considering Chelsea for a title race. And you're telling me that one goal against a team with these kind of accolades and the manager that you guys tell me is one of the best managers in world football and a team that we've got the best squad in Europe. That's what I've heard from you, some of you, man, yeah? That write these kind of messages. I've got the best squad in Europe. You're telling me one goal is the difference why we're not able to beat Chelsea. One goal is enough to draw with this team. We have no answer to a goal. We have no answer to a goal. Is that what you're telling me, bro? Is that what you're telling me? Sounds like you don't really believe how great this team is. And if you're telling me that because of that one goal, yeah, is why we lost the game. So what happened to the creative spark in Ødegaard? What happened to, the best right winger in the world? How come he wasn't able to score? How come Gyökeres wasn't able to score? I just don't get it. You can't gas this team up to be the most incredible team ever and the most amazing manager ever, but I'm not allowed to criticize the fact that we couldn't beat 10-man Chelsea, a team that my fan base tell me is nowhere near the level of Arsenal and don't have a manager as good as Arsenal's. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you're going to gas this team, then the performance of this team and the performance by these players have to match up to the level that you gas them up to. And when they don't, then we're going to be asking questions. We're going to be criticizing. But once again, what you're doing right now is a typical issue that we have in this fan base. Oh, why is no one talking about the offside goal? Okay, cool. Why is no one talking about the offside goal? Bro, we had the best decision made in our favor. A player on Chelsea's side being sent off. Everything is there to go on and win the game. And it wasn't just any player, it's Caicedo. And you're telling me we're not able to break them down. We're not able to score another goal. It actually doesn't even make sense. You can't gas the level of the team here and then have this level of expectation or accountability when we question why you gas the team up here. Somehow this is not balanced. You're gassing for the team and your expectation of the team, why they're not aligned. And this is the problem. You man want the accolades and none of the pressure. This is the problem with this fan base. They want the accolades. They don't want any of it, but they don't want the expectation and the pressure. They don't want it. They want this team to get all the accolades of a team to be gassed up as if they've won a league title without the expectation of actually winning it. They don't want the pressure of actually winning it. So praise us, but do not expect us to get over the line because there's always mitigating situations. There are always things that's got, bro. I'm not hearing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. Do you know what I mean? You can't have it both ways. That's the problem. You can't have it both ways. Either the team is as great as you say they are, and then we hold them to that, or they're not, and you're just gonna have to put your expectation back down to reality and stop overgassing this team. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Big up Northside, Saka, Eze, Modern, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Madueke, 29, goes to the garden. The manager not good enough to win the Premier League, unfortunately. Bro, I think it's the manager, bro. I'll keep saying this. I believe this team is good enough to win the league, bro. I do. You know what I'm saying? I do think this team is good enough to win the league. It's just not, it's the way we get coached. And now, you know what I'm saying? Certain men are going to understand why I keep saying this. That game there, with a tactical bro, that Chelsea game, if Enrique's managing us, if Hansi Flick's manager, bro, we win that game, bro. With the squad that we got, we win that game, bro. But with this manager, This is where the difference between being a challenger and a winner and a champion. This is the difference. You know what I'm saying? And if people think that it's too critical in the way that we're talking about this manager, bro, this is the expectation to win the league. I don't set the rules. I don't set the rules. I just tell you what it is. You have to be winning near enough all your games. You can't be drawing or dropping points like this too regularly in this league title to win it. We got 14 draws last season. We didn't even really lose many games last season. Got 14 draws and didn't win the league. What does that tell you about how hard this league is? It's the reality. You know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. Saka makes 195k base with 100k bonus weekly. We could buy a right-footed winger for a quarter of the wage and get the same performance. Saka's not been good enough, bro. Saka's really not been good enough. Saka's gotten worse because his athleticism has gone down due to injury. Make him go right and it's easy day at the office. Facts. You know what I mean? He is a player that you know leans a lot on his athleticism. I completely agree. And he doesn't have the tech. And he doesn't have the he doesn't have the tech and the IQ to beat players in different ways apart from being faster than them. Like he's got the IQ to pick a pass when he whips it across. Like he can spot a pass and he can also he's good at scoring a goal if he sees an opening. I think he's got the IQ there, but he doesn't have the IQ in different ways of beating players, bro. I really don't. I really don't think so. I have not been seeing it for a long time. I think Saka's very robotic and very predictable. Very predictable. You know what I'm saying? And it's all great and people gas it up when he scores and he gets GA. But as soon as the GA dries up, then you're looking at it and you're thinking, what's he actually offering the team? What's he actually offering? What is he actually doing? Because all our biggest chances in that second half against Chelsea, all of them came from Saka. And of all the opportunities that he had, he got one assist. One assist. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Not when you're going to hype him to be one of the best right wingers in the world. No, I'm sorry. You can't hype him up to be that level. And now all of a sudden we can't be speaking on it. We're going to speak on it, bruv. We're going to speak on it. I think Saka's peak, technically, he needs to evolve with decision making. But at the same time, the manager needs to play him in other positions. But I think this is what it is, bro. I don't see him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. I don't really see him evolving past this stage. You know what I mean? If Arteta wins the league, does this perception change? Because he has set a solid system in but 5 years, bro, the way you spelled that, man, is crazy. Set a solid system in but 5 years is just crazy. Bro, if he wins the league, he wins the league, innit? But this is his last chance for me. I wanted him gone ages ago anyway. But if he wins the league, then yeah, he gets more time because he won the league, innit? If he wins the Champions League, he gets more time. You know what I'm saying? Because he just won a major. But it is what it is. It doesn't take away the fact that for the last 5 years, we've been rubbish. You know, we haven't won anything for the last 5 years. It doesn't take that away. But if he wins it this season, he can stay on. He can stay on. There's no issue with that. You know, but I know some people will try and rewrite history, but the reality is for 5 years, he's not been good enough. He hasn't. He's not been good enough. Opportunity to win the Europa, doesn't win it. I didn't see Ange need £1 billion to win Europa League. I didn't see Ange need all his ingredients and all his players to win Europa League. If anything, Arteta was going into the Europa League with more backing from this club than what Ange did at Tottenham. And the fan base were against him. And yet Ange was able to win a Europa League. So why couldn't Arteta win a Europa League when we was in that competition? What's the excuse? What's the excuse? I don't want to hear the excuse. Because Ange had the whole fan base against him. He had the players looking like they were dropping tools in the league. He didn't have his players. They were conceding goals. He was getting criticised every day. The media were onto him. Do you know what I'm saying? Conspiracy against Ange. He was still able to win the Europa. Why couldn't Arteta? Why couldn't Arteta when he's splurging loads of money, hundreds of millions on defenders and midfielders, and still he couldn't even get to a Europa League final, let alone win it? There's no excuse, bro. There's no excuse. You see managers achieving more with less than Arteta, and yet when it's Arteta, he needs time, he needs space, he needs that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Did Glasner need £1 billion to win a cup? Did Eddie Howe need £1 billion to win a cup? No. But this manager spending $1 billion, and we're still here waiting for trophy. Any trophy. Not that I would just take. I'll take any trophy. They won't keep his job. But I'm just saying, I'm seeing managers winning trophies with less resources, less support, less resources, less players, less money spent, and we're just here like what? You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Do you know what I mean? Because your fan base has PTSD and can only glaze your players for copium. It's true. It's true, bro. It's true. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's mad. It's mad. Northside, be real. Would you rather have Kudus or Saka? If it's Kudus and Saka, I'd still rather have Saka, bro. I still rather have Saka. Oh. I still rather have Saka if it's against Kudus. Yeah, I still rather have Saka if it's Kudus and Saka. Do you know what I mean? I'll just be real. You know what I mean? If it's between them two, I still have Saka. Now, just because I'm criticizing doesn't mean I don't rate the player, but he's not playing well. He's not playing well. Do you know what I mean? And there's a better version of Saka that I've seen, not this Saka that we're seeing right now. But he does need to up his game, and he has got limitations. You know what I mean? This is the system we will use for the rest of the season. We got to get used to it. He can't do anything else. New tactic will come in and last month or two too late. It's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Apart from the goal, the chances you had were savable. We just weren't clinical enough, man. We just weren't clinical enough. I'll be real. Moreno is superb, a very intelligent player. He masks his limitations very well. He's the least of our problems. Yeah, Moreno's doing his job. Like, Moreno's doing his job. That's the thing. That's why I don't really get onto Moreno too tough. Because really and truly, he's actually doing a decent job in a position that's not his. Do you know what I mean? That's why I don't really get onto Moreno. Sometimes it's frustrating, but really and truly, like you said, we shouldn't even be relying on Moreno in the first place. Like, Gyökeres, it's down to you to take that position and make that your own. You know, if Gyökeres permanently loses his position to Moreno, that's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing. Do you know what I'm saying? I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed, bro. You know what I mean? I would be embarrassed. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's very unfortunate for Gyökeres. He had the winner there at the end, but Timber got in the way. So it's just one of them ones. It's unfortunate. Zubamendi's trash, bro. You know what I mean? Bro, I don't know what Zubamendi is, bro. I don't know what Zubamendi is. I can't lie. You know what I mean? Now, I agree. Bro, who rates Northside, bro? None of these men rate Northside. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand some of these fans, Zubamendi, the engine for the Spanish team. Is he the engine for Arsenal, though? Is he the engine for Arsenal, though? So what's it got to do that he plays well for Spain? That's for Spain, bro. That's for Spain. He don't replicate that same form here at Arsenal. So what are you talking about? what kind of stupidness is that? Oh, so because he does it for Spain, that means he should walk into the Arsenal team, but he's not actually replicating the same form. He's actually losing the ball. He's not driving with the ball in the same way. He's not dictating play. But because he does it for Spain, it's okay. So now we're judging players just based on their international form. In the international games that most of you, man, don't even want to watch. Bring back the Prem. We don't even care about internationals. But now all of a sudden, you want to use it when it's convenient. You want to use it when it's convenient. When he's not matching those performances for Arsenal. Like, make it make sense. Make that actually make sense. Because that actually don't even make no sense. That actually don't even make no sense. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm saying you can be in good form for your national team, but still not have that form for your club. Yeah, I'm not Spanish, so I'm going to judge him based on his Arsenal performances. So for Arsenal, he's not been good enough. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, man makes some irrelevant points, you know, at times. I'm just being real. Like, that is the most irrelevant point. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't get these, man, bro. I really don't get these, man. I really don't. I really don't get these, man. I really don't get these, man. Exactly. What's the point in not giving all to win just to drop points anyway? 1 point and 0 points ain't much difference. What are we trying to achieve? We needed all three. This is what I'm saying, bro. Big up Josh, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's what I'm saying. It's just a, you know what it is, yeah. These kind of, it's a fugazi. It makes it feel like, oh, things aren't that bad. Really and truly, he was scared, innit? He was scared, and if he's scared, it's because he lacks the ability, he lacks the belief in himself to be able to get over the line and win the game, no matter what. So he just nullifies the chance of us, you know, of us losing the game to try and save face. But in reality, like you said, in reality, these are the games we look back and say, that's how we lost the league. That's how we lost the league. So he's biding himself time for what? To not win nothing. It's crazy, bro. You also don't have a player that can put the team on his back and carry them for a period of time. City have Haaland. Chelsea have Palmer. Do you know what? Like, I do think Eze was the player that they wanted to kind of do that. And I feel like whether he can do that or not is a different conversation, obviously. But I think they wanted to use Eze like that. And I think they want Gyökeres to be able to, do you know what I'm saying? Like, be that guy that, you know, scores the goals. Obviously, what I didn't like is the way that Arteta introduced Gyökeres. Like, at the start of the season, I don't really feel like he set him up to win. Like, playing like a midfield with like 3 DMs, not playing like, you know, attacking football, not catering to the way that Gyökeres plays on the counter, playing a very defensive style of football. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't really feel like he really set Gyökeres up to win. Do you know what I mean? I think he introduced that partnership of Eze and Gyökeres late as well. So I just feel like Arteta could have introduced those two players if they were supposed to be pivotal players for us a lot earlier and played a system in the season a lot earlier to build that chemistry faster. And obviously, Eze lately, more times than not, has been turning up, obviously, against Spurs and Bayern. But we're still looking at Gyökeres and saying, yo, can he integrate into the team? I think it's going to take a bit of time, but we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Because, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It is what it is, man. It is what it is with this manager. He's going to play the way he wants to play. Big up Northside. Big up, bro. Yeah, I mean, what's this here? What's this here? Saka was poor, but he locked Cucurella. Eze was really poor. Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. Yeah, true. I agree. We were poor. We should be ashamed of ourselves. We need better midfielders. Zubimendi and Eze have been poor. Eze, I'm not really going to cook because lately he's actually turned up a lot for us. But he does need to step it up because he was really anonymous against Chelsea. But Zubimendi, I can't remember the last game he had a good game. Like he's had like average to poor games. Like, he's not been great. Like, he's really not been great. You know what I mean? But certain results have covered how bad Zubimendi has been. He has not been good. He has not been good. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, this fan base, man, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Calafiori's been a lot more improved. That's how, man, no, I ain't got no flipping agenda. Man, everyone that watches the channel, I don't like Calafiori. Do you know what I mean? You know I don't like Calafiori, but he's been much improved lately. Can he keep it up? I still don't rate that guy. But I have to admit that lately he's been much better. He's been much better. Hopefully he continues. Hopefully he continues because I want every player at this club to succeed. But you're not gonna just get praise from me just for praise sake. You know what I'm saying? No, bro. Like you have to earn the praise. And kind of Fury, he's actually been good lately. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's about stepping up your game and being consistent with it as well. Be consistent with your performances. You know what I mean? Chelsea are more closer to Arsenal's level than Arsenal are to winning the title. We'll see. We'll see. You're definitely not a million miles away. You're definitely not a million miles away. I never thought you guys were a million miles away. The worst is you let Chelsea score from a set piece when we were down to 10 men. Bro, it was crazy. It was crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Our fans care so much about being criticized. They're sensitive about everything, man. About everything. Northside, genuine question. Do you enjoy watching your team play? Do you like the style of play? No. I grew up in the Wenger era, prime Wenger era. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course I don't, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I like good football. Like, even when Portugal won the Euros, as an example, I didn't enjoy watching the football, bro. But I enjoyed the trophy, so I kind of allowed it because we won the Euros. You get me? 2016. So this is the thing. Like, I can take the football, like what I can take watching the football if it leads to trophies. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Portugal's football, when we won the Euros, it was horrendous, bro. It was horrendous. But guess what? We won a trophy. I've seen other campaigns where Portugal were playing very good football. It didn't end with no trophy. So obviously my ideal is playing good football and winning trophies. But if my team is playing bad football but we win the trophy, at the end of it, at the end, I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately the goal is to win the trophy. Hey, Keke, man, big up, bro. Big up, man, every single time. Big up, my G. You know what I mean? Big up, bro. Big up. It's mad. Hey, big up Gunner G as well, man. Big up to everyone locked in. I agree with saying Saka didn't play well. Our centre backs are passing backwards against 10 men. That was poor substitutions. The tactics by the manager is fine. Need to win all games in December. Yeah, we'll see if we end up doing that. You know what I mean? We'll see if we end up doing that. It's crazy. What's my saying here? Do you think more teams will start more aggressively against Arsenal after watching the last 2 away games? If they're smart, they will. If they're smart, they will. Because we don't like to be pressed. And I said this before the game. This team don't like to be pressed. This team doesn't like teams to play like that against us. So if any manager that's watching that's got half a brain, you'll be like, yo, Arsenal we don't like long balls over the top bypassing our midfield, and we don't like to be pressed. Do you know what I'm saying? And I said this after the Sunderland game, and I said this before the Chelsea game. Those 2 games just confirmed exactly how to get a result out of us at the minimum. Do you know what I'm saying? If any team combines what Chelsea did with what Bayern were doing effectively, the long balls over the top, there you go. You can beat Arsenal. You can beat Arsenal. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones, man. This is what happens with time. You get exposed, innit? And this is why you have to win major honors as fast as you can, because with time, you slowly get sussed out. Your tactics slowly get sussed out. Managers slowly figure out how to beat you. No, I agree, bro. I agree. Look, I think Arteta is just a good manager. I don't think he's gonna ever be elite, in my opinion. And that can change when I see factual evidence to change that. But I don't think he's ever gonna be elite, bro. I'll be real. I feel like his limitation is exactly what happened in the Chelsea game. So scared to lose that his fear of losing outweighs his desire to win. Like, that fear is so embedded in him that he's like, nah. He'll rather just, you know what I mean? And the fact that the club has given him 6 years and he hasn't won anything, I think that even strengthens his mentality that, well, at Arsenal, I don't have to win a major because I get contract renewals even during a season that I'm expected to win a major honor. So there's no real expectation. As long as I keep this team within the Champions League, my job is safe. And I think Arteta has a mentality. I think in the end, psychologically, I think it's a bit of a selfish mentality. As long as my job is secure, as long as I get certain draws in certain games, I know I can accumulate as many points to get in the Champions League spot, and that saves my job. And it stops me facing being humiliated. That's what I think. Because if he changed mentality, this is a game that I feel like he'd go all out for. And he just didn't. Especially the Sunderland game. Like Sunderland. Like Chelsea, cool. Chelsea ain't no bums. There's a certain level of respect. I get to a degree. You still need to go out there and be ambitious and get over the line. But Sunderland as well, you showed this kind of mentality. Nah, bro. Sorry, but nah. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. I think he knows how many points he can get, and Champions League qualification saves his job. I don't think it's correct, but I think that's what he thinks. And most of the time, he wouldn't really be wrong for that because this club don't hold him accountable. Like, how do you get a contract extension last season when everyone was saying you need to win the league or you need to go? Those subs are way too late, and they get criticized unfairly. I still believe in Gyökeres. We'll see. Gyökeres needs to step up, man. Gyökeres needs to step up. Let me put the link out. There we go. What's man saying? What's this here? What's man saying? A lot of fans have had an insecurity that Arteta will be elite at a different club. I disagree, but even then, what's that got to do with us? This is what I mean. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. These men are so scared to be proven wrong. You know what I mean? It is what it is. As long as he gets top 4, the ownership will never sack him. The link is out now. So anyone that does want to jump on, camera and mic. What's this here? Nothing wrong with going all out and dropping points. It gives you more of a chance to win. Risk versus reward, bro. Risk versus reward. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. How can you celebrate a quarterfinal win so much to lose the next round? You need to be humble till you actually win it. That's the problem. Bro, I try to talk to this fan base, man. Most of them don't listen. Do you know what I mean? Over here, we got the real ones in the chat. You know what I mean? But most of them don't listen, man. It's get giddy first and criticize later. You know what I'm saying? It's just this whole mentality of get behind the squad. But if you don't rectify your mistakes, what's the point rectifying it when the season's done? It's over. You know what I mean? I always criticize where I feel like we can improve while the season's going because I want those things to be addressed. And if those things get addressed, then we're able to get over the line. I don't see what the point is talking about it at the end of the season. Season's done. You know what I mean? The opportunity has gone. So I don't really get it. I think once again, it's avoidance. You know, avoiding of, fear of being clowned and stuff. I don't really care. I just want the team to win, man. You know, if any Arsenal fans are, scared of what's being said online and stuff, it's like, grow a backbone, man. Grow a backbone. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Who can't make top 4 with £1 billion spent? Poor, as inconsistent the other Premier League teams are. We have the best squad and the best depth in the world, apparently. So top 4 is as easy as Chelsea won't get relegated. Ultimately, it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. But like I said, they want the gas without the accountability. You know, they want the praise. Arsenal fans, I'm sorry, but the majority of Arsenal fans, they want the praise of champions and the expectation of relegation fodder. That's why it just doesn't work. You know, they want to be praised like we won the league last season, but they want everyone. Well, as soon as you hold it, so what, you're going to do it now? Well, what happens if you don't win it? Then they're like, oh, well, they want the expectation of Sunderland. Nobody expected Sunderland to be in a good position in the league. Nobody expected it. And the two can't exist, because you can't run up your mouth and then after, when there's expected, oh no, but nobody's, oh well, but unfair circumstance, oh, but look at the decision making, oh, but the goal was offside. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, it's way beyond any of those excuses. It's way beyond it now. Everything that they championed for, time, money, the manager to be backed, getting a better sporting director. Do you know what I'm saying? Getting a top goal scorer, you know, one of the top goal scorers around Europe. All of these things he's got. So then what's the problem now? You know what I mean? It just can't happen anymore. It's crazy. Like a comment on your show yesterday, North and Owen Safe, he knew you would complain, just back the players, so no accountability for poor performances, just back the players blindly, no criticism. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Fear of being clowned, but won't have the standards that we need to win, so we can't be clowned. Ironic. But this is the thing, that if we don't win it, we're gonna get clowned anyway. So you might as well hold the team to the standards. Do you know what I mean? Like, Arsenal fans can't escape the smoke because the online fans talk so much that the rivals are there waiting for us to fail. Do you get me? So when we don't hold the standards to the club and we don't like push the club to be great, you're gonna get a cooking. You're gonna get a cooking. So the only way to avoid the cooking is win trophies. So why not talk about how the club can do better? I just don't really get it. The only way to avoid cooking, yeah, is your club being successful. That's it. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because them Spurs fans are going to be waiting. They're waiting around the corner, yeah, after we slap them North London derby, saying, yeah, North, all you man, yeah, had your laughs. But come the end of the season, you don't win a major honor. We're all getting cooked. We're all getting cooked. Even us that keep it real, we're all getting cooked. Do you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You are Arsenal, a so-called big clubs. Of course, you should have high standards, but this fan base love to play the victim. They love it, man. They love it too much. They love it, man. They love crying. They love crying in the morning. Like Mourinho said, they love crying in the morning. They love crying in the nighttime. They love the crying, bro. This fan base love the crying, bro. I swear down. They love it, bro. Inject it in their veins. You know what I mean? Yo, my brother, my African brother, what are you telling me, bro?
Big up North, my G. How are you, man?
I'm okay, man. I ain't got your... How are you, man? We ain't even got your thoughts on the Chelsea game. Obviously, Chelsea fan. What are you saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. The game yesterday, man.
Listen, man, before we get into that, though, I just want to say big congratulations on your Here We Go. You know, super happy for you, my G.
Thank you, bro.
Super excited. That's actually such a cool stream to watch, to see you like so genuinely happy, man. So yeah, I just wanted to say congrats on that, big up on that, my G. Exciting times, man. You know, like, I know it's been a tough year and everything, but 2026 must be a year you're really looking forward to. So congrats, my G. Congrats.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's a bit surreal. I feel like I don't. Do you know what? I'll be real. I don't know how to feel like, because when I did the stream, the IRL for the leaving drinks, like when Rashid turned to me and was like, "Yo, this is a big step." You know, when you've been anticipating something for so long that when you get it, you don't know how to feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't know how to feel, and he's like, "Yo, it's a big step," and I'm just going for, I don't know, bro. Like, it's just been a lot of things going on to get to this point, and I just feel so happy, bro. Like, I'm just so happy that I don't have that person in my life no more. I'm so happy that I'm free to do whatever the hell I want to do. I'm happy that I can just get on with my life, and I'm just happy that everything is just working out, man. Like, it was just it was a massive relief in it, like just a massive relief. Like, you know, when your life's under pressure, you feel stressed, you feel all this, and then the release of all of that is just, man.
It's crazy because especially like if someone were to tell you like maybe a year ago that like, you know what, you'd be moving to like a different location, things will be very, very different. It's like it's hard to imagine yourself a year ago at this place, but like going through the process, I can 100% understand how it was like mixed feelings. You know, something died, something important. You had to feel the loss. You had to cry the tears. But then you already had a plan in action. Before, like even before maybe like a month or two ago, like even before like the sale of the house was confirmed, you still had to sort that out. Still had to make sure the house was ready, looks good, everything patterned. Still had to go through so many steps just within this process. So it makes a lot of sense that there's a lot of mixed emotions, like relief, excitement, a bit of sadness, because stuff like it gets confirmed like in its totality, in its finality. You know, like it's just, like Fabrizio says, it's a here we go, but it's not a done deal. It's a done deal, but it's not a complete deal. Every one of these stages, but there's like a different feeling. So yeah, like all in all, it's just, you know, without a doubt that this is a massive step in your life. It's a massive change. It's a massive direction. Not only just the new place and the new scenery, but also what it means for your career as well. What you plan on doing to push your career forward and to push your thing forward. So yeah, it's big, bro. It's like a big boy decision, leaving the comfort of your home, leaving momsy, leaving your family, your sisters, everything. It's a big leap of faith, bro. It's like you said in your review of Saeed and Matisse's podcast. The fact that one of the big reasons why I spoke to you, because you're making that leap of faith. And like, listen, bro, I have to congratulate that, have to respect it. Even if it doesn't work out in Barcelona like exactly how you would have wanted it to, like you already know, as a human being, you still like land on your feet, bro. You've already proven yourself to overcome tons of adversity, not only just with this situation, but growing up as well. I think you should take a lot of confidence and a lot of belief in yourself, bro, as a human being, bro. Like you always try to rise and overcome just from like the things you've described, and you have to big yourself up for that, bro. Like real talk, bro.
Do you know what? I feel like I've realized that some people are threatened by your confidence in yourself or belief in yourself or your leap of faith. And I now know what that's like, being next to somebody that is threatened by my belief in myself and my confidence in myself and going for what I want in my life, no matter what. Even being online, the level of criticism that I've had at times on this platform, and me just saying, I'm going to do what I want to do. And some people, it's sad, instead of reaching for it in themselves, they envy that you have that about you, about yourself and that self-belief. And I just, like, I'm proud of myself because I felt like that shit didn't affect me. You know what I mean? I'm going to live the way I want, go to do what I want. And yeah, I feel sorry for people that spend their time putting others down and putting down other people's dreams. Like, go for your own dreams. You know, hating somebody else ain't gonna do nothing for you. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like, I also learned from my mum, like, you know, I guess I'm doing the same thing that my mum did. Like, my mum came to England in '86, and now I'm leaving England. But the thing is, I'm leaving with certain things that she didn't have when she came here. So I think, you know, my mum was super brave to come here with, you know, just £100 in her pocket and not even speaking the language. You know, I'm going to Spain. I'm financially good, and you know, I'm not looking for a job and stuff like that. So there's certain things that I've already established that are in my favor, me going there, that my mum didn't have. So I guess I'm just taking a leaf out of the book of my mum, innit? She like what she did was gangster, man. She just like F it. I'm leaving. I'm going by myself somewhere I don't know, somewhere I don't. You know, first time out of the country, came straight to England. I think the snow was like up to her knee. You know what I'm saying? She never seen snow like that in Portugal. Didn't know the language. Never been here. Don't have no family here. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's just Africans, isn't it? Africans, man. We do what we have to do, isn't it?
Yeah, and she built a life, my bro. She raised her children. Her children now in different stages of their lives, doing whatever it is that, you know, people in the family that they need to do. And for me, like the best part, like I love that you could go home, bro, like hit up HQ, like recalibrate, rest, think, and then plan your next move forward. Like Momsy was still able to provide that, you know. So yeah, bro, it's like it's good. Like you cut from that cloth as well. That fearlessness and that self-belief, bro, it's key. And it's I wouldn't even say it's gonna take you places. It's already taking you places, bro. So big up for that, man.
I think we all can do it. I think mentally we stop ourselves. I think there's no difference between us as humans. I feel like our belief systems, our lack of belief in ourselves, our avoidance, not avoiding the things that we can grow from. Like you guys saw me like times where I was down, times where I was, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I'd overcome it. And sometimes we just need to use those things as fuel, man. You know, the people that don't believe in you, the people that talk shit about you, the people that don't, you know, discredit you, put you down, ain't there for you, misjudge you. Kill them with success, man. That's my thing. Kill them with success, bro. That's the vibe, bro. Yeah. Kill them with success. I'm telling you right now. That's my thing, bro. Like, bide your time and then kill them with success. You know what I mean? They won't even want to know about you because knowing about you is going to be long, bro. They're going to be hearing everything they don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So it's killing with success, bro. That's the vibe, bro. It's killing with success because this life we can't redo this life, man. You got one life, man. You know what I mean? And do you wanna live it being miserable and just damn, man. Nah, man. That's not me, bro. That's not me. I gotta check that. But yeah, man, like I'm glad as well because I'm not going anywhere with baggage. You know, I sat with my problems. I really sat with them. I processed them, and now it's just man, it's just different now. Like now, I just feel free. I feel good. Like because I think the biggest problem would have been if I went to Barca and I'm still, you know, upset or angry and stuff. Now I just feel good, bro. Like I just feel happy. Like I just feel alleviated. I feel a new life. And I think I'm glad that I'm making a trip like that, you know, where I'm good. Not I'm holding on to the past or I'm, you know, upset about the past and I'm still lingering on the past. You know what I mean? I'm just moving forward mentally, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, do you know what I mean? Everything else there is irrelevant. Like the day I touch down there, like this whole thing, this is irrelevant. You know what I mean? I'm never going to be talking about the house or that person or nothing. Like it's completely irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? It's a completely new world, isn't it? So yeah.
I'd even say it's already irrelevant for you, bro. When I saw you cussing out Barcelona, I was like, oh shit, Northside is in Barca already. when I saw the wooden spoon, yeah, after those men got smoked by Chelsea, they're getting cast out. Standards FC has touched down in Catalonia. You get me? So I was like, man. The G is already there. The G, like the people are already feeling his presence, and honestly, I look forward to it, bro. You're gonna be our eyes and ears in places that we can't reach. You know, like I think 10, 15 years ago, there's no chance in hell like I could get an IRL experience of of Barcelona. So it's awesome, man. It's awesome. I'm so happy to see people in life moving forward. Like I still remember this, like the streams you were doing pre 10K. Already you were talking about how a lot of people that weren't believing in you, and you're gonna prove them wrong, and it's gonna be 20, it's gonna be 10, then it's gonna be 20. Like bro, like this shit is happening in real time. I still remember the streams you were doing in your office, the lunchtime streams. Man used to lock in for that as well. How like you even say you needed to change up your schedule. You're trying this, you're trying that. That didn't work. This didn't work. You pivoted when it didn't work. You switched up when it didn't work. And for me, that's just an indicative of someone that just knows, like, doesn't matter by hook or by crook, this thing is getting over the line. So it's been good to see, man. I feel like, actually, come to think of it, I feel like I've been locked in for years, man. Watching
big up, man. I didn't know. Like, how many subs did I have when you discovered my channel?
Bro, I think it must have been like maybe 4 or 5K. Maybe.
Yeah, you've been there for time, bro. You've been there for time. Oh, big up, man. Big up, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support. I didn't know, innit?
Yeah, maybe even less. Like I literally remember the 10K stream. It was kind of like, it was like the Northside files. You know how
yeah. Hey, that when I did the 10K, yeah, I asked Dave. I was like, "Yo, Dave, this is my idea, yeah, for the thumbnail. It was the go full time or die trying." And I said, "Put my face on 50 Cent's album." I was like, "Yo," and yeah, man, like I just speak it into existence, man. You know what I mean? And I think that's why. Big up to the chat. Big up to you. I feel like that's why people, like, everyone's been happy for me, because you guys have seen the journey and things that maybe I should have kept private. I was open so people could understand where I was coming from. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make sense. You know what I mean? So I opened up to a certain extent, so people really understood where I was coming from and why I felt the way that I felt. And yeah, man, I feel like you guys have, I've opened up quite a lot, to be fair, about a lot of things where certain people were telling me, don't say this or don't say that. And I'm like, nah, man, like, you know, the community, like, I appreciate the community, and I feel like the community needs context, innit? The community needs context. Like, otherwise it doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, my G, big up. But yeah, man, in terms of this game, on Sunday, man, like I can't lie, like fundamentally, yeah, I think it's fair to say that it was a good game. For me personally, I was watching it with my gal. My gal was even locked in. She usually doesn't watch football games, but this one, she could literally tell, high stakes, men don't like each other, it's a big game. and we were locked in, bro. It was a pulsating game. I think I've heard, like, a lot of people talk about how it felt like a throwback to, like, Premier League yesteryear in terms of physicality and whatnot. For me, I think it was just a throwback of the stature of this game and what it used to be. You know, like traditionally, these always, like, maybe in the last 20, 30 years, top of the table clashes, high stakes. The league is not gonna, like, it was never gonna get one within this game. But, like, for me as a Chelsea fan, it's been a long time since we've been involved in a big game of this nature. And I think we showed up. I mean, you saw us against Barcelona. You saw the work we put in there. Against Arsenal, it was more of the same. With the Caicedo thing, like, I can get where people are saying it was rash, this and that. I think it just comes down to the tackle was mistimed. I think Marino was just a bit too quick with his feet. He was late. It was a sending off. Okay, cool. But the level of physicality Chelsea brought to the game, even after 10 men, I think what makes this draw feel more impressive than, for example, you guys against City last season at the Etihad. City against Arsenal, when Arsenal went down to 10 men, like City, they were camped outside of Arsenal box. It was sort of like that dogged last ditch defending. We're holding on, we're holding on. Oh no, we just miss out at the end. Whereas with the Chelsea game, like there was always that attacking threat. Like Arsenal didn't put us under any sort of sustained pressure where it felt like, okay, Robert Sanchez, he's doing the whole, the expected arm raises after just like a little block or a little tap outside for the corner. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like Arsenal were incisive enough in their passing. I don't think they were creative enough in terms of the solutions they were looking for. Eberici Eze, very quiet. Gabriel Martinelli, non-existent. The live wire on the right-hand side in Bukayo Saka had a pretty decent duel with Marco Correa. Got the better of him a couple of times. But it's like you said, like if that GA is not GA, is Saka that live wire? Is Saka that sort of like attacking outlet that pushes Arsenal forward, that creates chances, creates opportunities? It wasn't there. Robert Sanchez made a couple of good saves, a couple of couple of tight situations, but he wasn't really tested like that, which is why for me, like, I'll take a draw. I'll be honest. Like going into the game, I just kind of felt like it'd be a tight game. Who's gonna get their moment? You get me? And Arsenal had their moment. It was good play. Like ironically, you man score from open play, we score from a set piece. That was a bit ironic, but yeah, man, like the spoils, like it frustrates me because after all of that anxiety, after all of that, oh, it's a big game. If Arsenal win, then this will happen. If Chelsea win, that will happen. Like for it to like end in a draw, made me realize that, you know what, when all is said and done, the game is only worth 3 points. You get me? So now, to be quite honest, I've already kind of moved on from this Arsenal game. I'm looking at like what's coming up for Chelsea, because these like playing well against Arsenal and then dropping points against Leeds, like that's more jarring than actually like losing to Arsenal against 10 men. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see. But good game, man. I think it was a clash between two good teams, and the spoils were shared, really and truly.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think ultimately it was a fair result. Ultimately, it was a fair result. Neither team can really say that it wasn't really a fair result. I think there's frustration on you guys' side. There's frustration on our side not to take the 3 points, and both are valid, to be fair. But it is what it is, you know. All the rest of it is just really talk. You know, the Saliba goal being offside, it is what it is. A goal shouldn't be the difference between us being able to beat you. We created enough opportunities to win the game, and there was times where we didn't create enough opportunity, especially the 45 minutes. And we criticized this before, me and Macy, when this team didn't turn up 45 minutes against Sunderland. And when you don't turn up for a half and you turn up for 45 minutes, you always run the risk, of drawing games or dropping points. You have to turn up for 90 minutes. And I felt like we just didn't do enough, and the substitutions were late and uninspired. There was no we didn't utilize the fact that you was a man down to our advantage. We kind of just allowed you guys to get comfortable with that. And you still was hitting us on the counter attack. You know, that's just, you know, injury to insult. It's like you guys are still pressing us and still counter-attacking us as if you still got 11 men on the pitch. And that's just not good enough. You know, you got to take these advantages in football. And we didn't take our advantages. So, yeah, I think there's frustration on both sides. Macy, what you saying, man? You good? I see you there with your leopard print robe and that. Yeah, I say like a pimp.
And I'm also wearing my Chicago Bulls t-shirt, bro. Big up to the Chicago Bulls and all these other American sports. And yesterday was terrible. I was a bit like disappointed that we couldn't take advantage of a 10-man Chelsea when like I knew like we had to like get something. I just don't know. Like I just don't know how we weren't able to break Chelsea down. Like the amount of times they were coming at our left-hand side And it's all because of the fact that Arteta brought Skelly on, and that's the reason why Skelly is not a left back. He is a midfielder. But for every time this manager puts Skelly at left back, he always gets cut open. And Reece James absolutely took Skelly to school yesterday. So for any for any Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, we should back the team and the manager," it it doesn't, like, all this time we should, like, this was our chance to put a statement on the rest of the teams, and especially Man City, because Man City won their game against Leeds, so we have to take advantage of that. We have to beat Chelsea, and the fact that we absolutely blew it at the very last minute with that Gyökeres chance when Timber was like ducking out of the header, like, I'm sorry, like, that's not good enough. And the fact is, this manager got it absolutely wrong yesterday, and I'm looking ahead on Wednesday. I'm a bit worried now because Brentford is such a tricky game at the Emirates, and we know what they're all about. They've got Igor Thiago, who's their main striker, and he's a problem. Mosquera and Campe have to be on their guard when it comes to going up against a striker like Thiago. And they also have Jordan Henderson, who is balling out at 35. Like, Jordan Henderson is still looking like the same player that he was when he was at Liverpool. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was gonna collide with Zubimendi, because Zubimendi was terrible yesterday, and there's a reason why. Lee watches La Liga. Lee Gunner, he watches a lot of La Liga, and he talks about which player performs well in that league and which player performs bad. And he said that Zubimendi was good, but when it comes to in his position as a holding midfielder, he's just not good at holding the ball well. And he's always having to come back, and Rice has to do all the hard work for him. So for me, like, Zubimendi, I'm starting to feel like he could be dropped if he continues to play like this. And Mosquera as well yesterday. Me and Lee were spot on when we said that Mosquera ain't the guy that you think he was at Valencia, because the reason why Valencia put him at centre back is because their main centre back, Diakabe, was injured, so he had to cover in for Diakabe. And in that year in La Liga with Valencia, he was terrible. And I think now the whole thing from Valencia is starting to get in his head now. So for me, Mosquera needs somebody like Saliba or Gabriel to cover, like, to give him the support that he deserves. Because when it comes to him and Campe, that doesn't work. Because Campe, for me, he played very well yesterday. Like, he was trying to keep the defense balanced at times, but I don't really blame. I'm not gonna say that Campe had a terrible game. I think he played all right yesterday. Declan Rice played well too, and even Timber as well. All three of them played well, but Eze, Skelly, Rhea in particular, like, the kicks that he was doing as well. Like, he's got to start kicking it up, in the middle, like, stop kicking it out of place so that Chelsea can get an easy throw in. And also Mikel Moreno as well. I'm good that he got the goal, but I don't know why he came back in midfield. Like, he should stay where he is as a false nine striker, because now that's the position he favors, because that's how he's more effective in scoring goals. Because when he plays as a midfielder, he always gets overrun there, and his passing as well was a bit poor as well. And don't get me wrong. And what really summed it up was Arteta putting Madueke on the left. And we know how Madueke isn't good on the left. So if I was the manager, I would put Saka on the left, Madueke on the right, and Gyökeres up front. And that way, we could look more dangerous at going after Chelsea on the counter-attack. But this manager, I'm sorry, he's so scared to do this kind of thing. It's just like he just doesn't want to try something different. He's happy with the formation that he's got, and it just sums up that this manager, he just like he hopes that somebody can get him a goal, but in reality, no one's going to get him a goal, and that's the fact of the fact. And on Wednesday, the Brentford game is going to be tricky, and I'm expecting us to beat Brentford. And I know the game is at our ground, but I want this team to turn up and maybe put Brentford maybe a 2-1 win over Brentford. But I just don't want us to play the same way that we played Chelsea yesterday. Because if we do that same kind of foolishness, then Brentford can take advantage of that. And then even Aston Villa as well in that 12:30 kickoff. So those two games, I'm super worried now, because if we lose to Brentford and Man City beat Fulham, then City could be right under our noses and they could leapfrog us up the top of the table and we can drop down instantly. So we have to beat Brentford on Wednesday. We have to beat them, because if we fool around again, just like against Chelsea yesterday, then Man City will say, oh, this is good. Arsenal are starting to slip. This is our time, lads. We're going to rise up from the waters and take back our top spot.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think a lot of injured players should be rested for the Brentford game, because going up against Villa is not going to be easy. You know what I mean? Unai Emery always wants to prove something when he comes back to face us. So we're gonna need to just keep the injured players away, even if some of them are available. Just if they weren't able to perform against Chelsea, then just keep them away. Ødegaard limited minutes, Gyökeres limited minutes. There's no point in re-injuring these players when we shouldn't have to depend on them. We don't need to depend on them to beat Brentford. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? Yep. City beat them this season. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of teams that beat them this season, so we have enough that we should be able to deal with them. But we'll see, man. You know what I mean?
And by the way, North, you've mentioned in a couple of streams, especially like after Gabriel's injury, like one of the primary reasons why Arsenal struggle with injuries is because of Arteta's management of the squad. Yeah. This game, guys like Christian Ødegaard, guys maybe like Noni Madueke, guys possibly like Gabriel Jesus, if these guys don't see pitch, if I'm still seeing Declan Rice put in 90 minutes, if I'm still seeing maybe Calafiori, for example, putting in 90 minutes, Julian Timber, he needs a rest. Where's Ethan Nwaneri? Where's Max Dowman? Where are these fringe players? Like really and truly against Chelsea, okay, cool. The first time in 100 and something games, then Gabriel and Saliba haven't started. If both of them were still fit, this centre back pairing that we saw against Chelsea, they should be starting against Brentford. This is a prime game for rotation. So I'm calling it now already. If Declan Rice is playing, then twos, he has to get hooked off at halftime against Aston Villa because he's pulled a hammy. If Julian Timber pulls up injured, if Bukayo Saka pulls up injured, then it's going to be another damning indictment on how Mikel Arteta is managing this team. It's a big week. Like the big games are rolling in for everybody. Like I said, for me, with Chelsea, there's a bigger adversary than Arsenal on the horizon, and it's the winter period. This is where titles are won and lost. This is where teams take a claim. Who's making Champions League? Who's actually getting relegated? Who's fighting for the league? It's a big couple of games, and teams are gonna have to get rotated. You haven't seen, like, Ødegaard hasn't had a sniff, you know. Is Ødegaard gonna get a game for Arsenal?
I think he uses him just for the cups, bro. He don't rate him. He just for the cups. He's there to just make, you know what I mean, be an extra body. You can tell with players when the managers don't fancy certain players, man. This guy he's not getting any minutes, bro. And the fact that he's running Declan into the ground just shows that, because he could. I agree with you, bro. I think there's a lot of so far this season we've been saying that there was a lot of players that we're saying, yo, they need rest. They need to. You can't just be playing these guys week in, week out. And you made a great point about Timber, the centre back pairing. Yeah, like literally only when they're injured do they get a rest, and they still go out in internationals. Like we don't protect our players from international break. Really, the protection needs to be done against this manager, because he just runs them into the ground. Well, Calafiori, watch him get run into the ground as well. He come back from an injury. Watch him get, because now he's available every game now. Every game he has to start. And this is the problem. Like, even though Miles Lewis-Skelly hasn't been playing the best, he should be able to put a performance against Brentford. You know, enough to give another player a rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's how he is. He's going to, you know what I mean? Ødegaard's back. You probably start Ødegaard now. He couldn't wait to introduce Ødegaard back into the team. Couldn't wait.
Yeah, he's been gagging, bro. I'm sure he missed his boys so much. Like he was probably a little bit annoyed as he scored a hat trick. It's like, bruv, now there's gonna be a debate. Is it or where's my boy? That's what the turtles are with flipping Ødegaard, man. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. But what about like what I don't like about this manager is just like he doesn't build momentum with the players to impact the game. Like, if you look at last season, he never like built on the momentum that Ethan was bringing coming off the bench. He was still limiting him. And when players are in form, you want to utilize the fact they're in form and they're confident. Look at Man City with Doku. Like, Doku's been performing. They've been like, Pep's like, cool. He's confident. We're playing because he's in form and he's playing really well. He's assisting. He's creating chances for them. He's bringing Foden into the game. He's getting assists. You know, even if he's not scoring, he's affecting the game. He's actually having good games, even without the GA. He's effective on the counter. And it's like, Ethan, you play well, you can hold bench. Martinelli, you played well. Well, certain games you can hold bench. Trossard, you've been effective. Certain games you can hold bench. And it's just like you need to utilize players when they're going through a purple patch. Even if you don't really rate them, when players are playing with confidence, you have to utilize that. And then if they dip in form, cool. Then you can start saying, okay, I'm going to rotate another player. Okay, you know, you've kind of dipped in form now. Now we're going to utilize another player. We'll rotate you for a certain game. But I feel like Arteta he's got his favorites and he feels like they have to be starters no matter what. It's not really based in form. It's just based in who do I like, who plays the way that I like, and those are the players that I trust. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And it goes to show with Ethan as well. Like, he's come out in the press conference and said himself before this season, saying that Ethan's best position is in the midfield. Why would you not replace Ethan for Zubamendi? Because it's not like Zubamendi's playing well. And but then again, I think he likes Declan Rice. I think the reason is if he took Zubamendi out of the team, he would have to use Rice in the 6, because obviously Ethan wouldn't be able. Ethan or Lewis-Skelly wouldn't be able to play in the 6, obviously. So he likes the fact that Declan plays as the 8 and he does the box to box. He doesn't want to nullify him and put him in the 6, but then he doesn't trust Northside, like you said, to play him in the 6, to then give Declan some time off and then play Miles Lewis-Skelly there on the left. So it's just all about his favoritism, bro. Like, I'm not saying Rice ain't playing well. I agree with you, but Rice is going to need some rest, bro. Like, you can't have Rice play every game. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yo, King, what you saying, man?
Yeah. What we saying, man? Big up the whole panel. Yeah, man. Like, obviously, I watched the game. Yeah, yesterday, and yeah. I mean, Chelsea. I mean, I felt like yes, it could have gone either way, but I just thought the most likely team that were going to score was Chelsea. The way that obviously we spoke about this before, Northside, about the Chelsea midfield. Like, obviously you said yourself that you ain't going to be able to play through them, because we all know that their midfield, like, we all know that the way that they press is insane in that midfield. Like, it just literally non-stop. And I knew this was going to be a difficult game for Arsenal, because I knew that Chelsea wouldn't camp in their own half. I knew that Chelsea would go and attack Arsenal, and we seen another example of that. We seen Arsenal struggle against Sunderland because Sunderland were pressing high, and they were making it very difficult for Arsenal to get into the game. And even with the Caicedo sending off, which was a sending off, like Chelsea was the team what were most likely were going to do something even with 10 men. and you said about the Skelly, like, I know Calafiori's on a yellow card, but taking off Calafiori made no sense, and bringing on Lewis Skelly, that made no sense, especially when at times they don't do it all the time, but at times Chelsea sat back. At times when you're facing a lower block, at times that you need someone that can overlap. You need whoever playing on the wing, if it's Madueke or if it's Saka, you need to have an overlap. Lewis Skelly, when he plays at left back, he's not going to overlap. He's not. If he plays at left back, he's going to invert in midfield. So yet again, that change made that substitution made no sense. Like, you was going on about Bukayo Saka, but like, we know this about Saka. Like, Saka's a very good footballer, but he's not on the same level as Lamine Yamal. He's not on the same level as Olise. I don't think he's even better than Mason Greenwood at Marseille. So for me, when people say that he's the best right winger in the league, and best right winger in the world, he's not, because all he wants to do is cut inside, and if you stop him cutting in, he's not doing anything, bro. Like, Cucurella was on the yellow card. Not once he tried to take him on. Like, apart from the goal that Arsenal scored, he never took him on. He never took him on down the line. He always wants to cut in to either get in a shot or a cross. And it's just too predictable. Whether Arsenal fans want to accept it, he is too predictable, bro. And when you are put on a certain level, you cannot be too predictable. You cannot be You cannot say a player is world class, but he's very predictable. You can't, bro. Like, it makes no sense. And it's the same thing with obviously, I'm not saying that Esteval is predictable, because Esteval is a really good player, but like, when I'm seeing some Chelsea fans compare him to Lamine Yamal, it's like, people need to slow down, because yes, he had a good game against Barcelona, but obviously Arsenal were never going to play a high line. They were never going to play a high line, and Esteval had chances, and he had half chances, and he didn't take them. And even with the half chances, if you're put on the same level as Lamine Yamal and you have half chances, you have to take them. If you are at a certain quality, you have to take those chances. So Esteval's got a lot to catch up to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has done it in the Euros. He's done it for Barcelona consistently. So people need to slow down with that. But like, for me, like, even João Pedro in the first half, like, João Pedro had opportunities to score as well, but obviously he wanted to be unselfish. But sometimes you have to be selfish, bro. And you know what I mean. And you have to take the shot. And you have to take the shot yourself. So Reece James was mad at the match. Like, Reece James was mad at the match. Like, obviously, I've always said it. Reece James is the best right back when fit, bro. And Reece James has been fit for the past 2 seasons now. He's been fit for the past 2 seasons now. And Enzo Maresca yet again had a game plan, and it worked. And it worked to perfection. Yes, he gets a lot of criticism. He gets a lot of criticism at times. And yes, he's made mistakes at times, but he's learning from his mistakes, bro. Like he learned from the Manchester United game when they went down to 10 men. He learned from that game, bro. And obviously, I think for me, Chelsea just edged it on the day. Chelsea could have won that game. So like, so for me, yeah. Like at the end of the day, yeah. At the end of the day, obviously Arsenal's got Brentford. Yes, you should beat Brentford because it's at home. But like I've seen Brentford in a couple of games, and Brentford at times do like to do the dark arts, bro. You know what I mean? Brentford do like doing the dark arts, bro. They like to be aggressive. You understand? And that's one thing that Arsenal have struggled with. And it's like when I'm hearing Arsenal fans also crying about referees, it's like, bro. Like at the end of the day, yeah. At the end of the day, referees have always been bad. With VAR and without VAR, referees have always been crap. That's why you should be taking the game out of the referee's hands. I say it all the time about my team, bro. Manchester United. I say it all the time. When we lose or draw, and I never ever mention the referee, bro. I say my team didn't do good enough for the whole game. That's it. What did you do in 90 minutes, bro, to win the game? And clearly, Arsenal did not do enough. So like when Arsenal fans are saying, "Oh, but why are the referees are always against us? Why does this always happen to Arsenal? Why does this always happen?" You understand? Like a victim mentality, bro. This is what I'm saying about these men. These men claim that they are the victims every single time. These men want to be respected, but then these men want to play the victim card. It's like nah, brother. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You can't be respected and be a victim, bro. Like, bro, it does not work like that, bro. You understand? So, like, Arsenal fans need to accept that Arteta was not good enough, bro. They need to accept that the performance wasn't good enough. You can cry about referees all you want. All of the teams get decisions what go their way and what don't go their way. You understand? So yeah, man. Like you have the best squad. You have the best squad in the league, according to some of your friends. You have the weapons of mass destruction. So use use them, then, bro. Use them. You understand? Use them, bro.
You'll never let the weapons of mass destruction go, bro.
No.
The detonator button didn't work, bro. That's what Tony's gonna say. The detonator button wasn't working, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I can never let that go, bro. You understand?
You get me? Like the button
there's certain things. There's just certain things
working, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, there's certain things, bro. You know what I'm saying? No,
what you saying, man? You're looking like a proper YouTuber now, a proper streamer
now.
Hey, please respect me. I got a mic now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a YouTuber now, so no. Can everybody refer to me? I identify by the level-headed gooner. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to call me now. I'm a YouTuber, and anybody that uses that name will get copyrighted. It will get copyrighted, and we'll see you in court. What sick team is that you're wearing? That sick team, that shirt.
You know about this? I don't know if you know about.
Oh my days! What, bro? What
that
team
shirt
is
is
that? What
old
team is that?
still.
What team is that?
Bled, innit? Bled.
Yeah. That's Bled. That's Bled, yeah.
If you know, you know, man. If you know, you know.
You get me,
know
bro.
what I mean?
What are you saying, Bled? You're good, yeah? You're good though.
I'm good, man. We're just
good.
talking about the game, and you know what I mean. The fact that
big up Kiki as well. Big up Macy, my tribal chief.
Big up Rashid, my wise man.
Big up to you.
Hey,
Much
big up
respect.
Rashid, man. Big up Rashid.
And King,
Yep.
you were being racist. I was listening to you, and you were being a bit racist when it came to Saka.
Cool. Yeah.
I found it a bit disgusting.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You can't talk about him. You know that you can't talk about him, right? Nah,
Yeah.
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 No Starboy slander will be accepted here in the chat.
You get me? Bro, I'm telling you, bro, when it comes to these players, I don't know what. The other day yesterday I was on the catch and I told them that Saka having 2 assists a season is disgraceful, bro. And you're trying to make this guy look like he's a world-class player. And it's not personal. Do you get me? Oh my days, they went absolutely mad. They went absolutely mad, bro. I was like, listen, they were like, oh, do you watch football with your eyes? Yeah, do you watch football with your eyes? Yeah, I do. You watch football with your heart. That's what you watch. You watch football with your heart, loving. You're falling in love. You know what I'm saying? You're falling in love with these players. And it's mad. It's mad in this dunya, bro. I don't know how we got there. I don't know how we got it, bro. Like, these people, if they were young, I'll probably say, okay, maybe Saka's the best player they've seen. I can't really say that, really, because there's Sanchez. You probably watch Sanchez.
Yeah.
If you're watching football right now, you've probably seen Sanchez, and you understand what world class means. That's
Facts.
world class.
Facts.
It does not matter. He does not need another player. He can create. He can create by himself. It's even assist, a goal. You see him on the pitch take on players. Yesterday, and what were you saying was right, King. Yesterday, Cucurella was on a yellow. Put Madueke there, bro. It's obvious. It's an obvious play. Get him sent off as well. We needed help anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like they had 10 players and we needed to get someone else sent off for us to win the game. And now people are saying that the Saliba goal was offside because Enzo was offside. Sorry, have you guys seen it? Enzo was offside. Enzo was offside. Yeah.
Some of them in the chat still.
Yeah, robbed.
Yeah, robbed again. Sorry, they said robbed again to make it sound like it's not the first time that it happens. It happens frequently. Do you know what I'm saying? We always get robbed, bro. We always the referee's always against us. Do you know what? It's mad, yeah. I feel like how you had Chelsea had 10 players. How could you not find a way to beat them in 70 minutes, 60 minutes? I know 60 minutes, but time added on, blah, 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 70. Do you know what I'm saying? Or 65. You didn't find a way to beat these, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Now you have to rely on other things. Oh, we didn't have our 2 centre-backs. Write that down. Write that down, bro. Write that down in that book. Do you know, that's the excuse book. Let me just write it down there.
Yeah.
The referees against us, bro. The goal was disallowed. Cucurella should have had a red card. So many players should have had a red card. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, bro, how many players do you need sent off for you to win the game? Just tell us, bro. Just tell us, and we just get them sent off. Do you know what I'm saying? And this whole football turn into some reality show or something like that, because these men are turning it into some, I don't know, bro, Love Island. That's what's happening right now. It's Love Island. You know what I'm saying? We're loving these players. You know how things always watch like Love Island or whatever, and they're always like a guy from there? Do you know what I'm saying? And they protect him. And they'll find reasons why he cheats or not. Do you know what I'm saying? They find
Bro, look at his hair, bro. Look at his hair, bro. That's what them man would say about Ødegaard and Calafiori and them, man. Not me.
Yeah,
they like him with his hair,
right? Bro, apparently PGMOL is on a mad thing. They cooking in the background, trying to derail Arsenal from winning the Premier League, bro.
Oh man, it's a conspiracy.
Even when the fixtures got released, I remember when the fixtures got released. Oh, Arsenal have Newcastle, they have Man United, they have Liverpool. It's a conspiracy. Like Arsenal played well throughout all of those games. How come it still wasn't a conspiracy afterwards?
Just in case, that's the getaway card. You know when you got that money that you never touch, that just in case or rainy day. You know what I'm saying? Rainy day. That's the excuse. That's the rainy day excuse. They're gonna use it when end of the season. They'll use that excuse. They'll use probably the injuries as well.
Yep.
I'm saying they'll probably use if Man City win it. Let's say, I'm not saying they will. I'm not hoping they will. I really hope Arsenal do. But like, let's say Man City win it. Oh, they spent money. They spent money, bro. How do you expect them not to win it? Do you see the amount of money they spent? So they got excuses already lined up. Every game there's excuses. And I don't understand how we did not open up that Chelsea, bro. These man used to tell us that Chelsea's defense are shit. Chelsea's defense are shit, right? Let's get at them, bro. What's his name? James.
Yes.
That played in do you know what I'm saying? In the number 6. Brother, that guy has had 14 injuries in his whole life. He's playing with half a leg. Do you know what I'm saying? No pace, just football IQ. Do you know what I'm saying? He ran that midfield, bro. When it comes to physical, when we go physical against teams, and what you were saying was true, King, where you were talking about like when teams get physical with us, it's a long day. You know what I'm saying? It happened like Sunderland as well. People don't understand that dropping points means even drawing is dropping points. Yes, the winning streak is still alive, but bro, you could draw all the games and have a winning have like a not losing streak. Do you know what I'm saying? You've not lost, right? Technically, you've not lost, but you've drew all the games. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And you haven't lost. That's the thing. These stats, bro, they need to meet the eye test. When it comes to Arsenal, bro, I don't understand how we did not take our chances against Chelsea. It was obvious. We reverted back to the old usual 4-3-3. Nothing happened. You see, the same way we were attacking before the red card was the same way we're attacking after the red card. Because we brought in Gyökeres, we moved Moreno to midfield, and we already know what that means. We already know what Moreno in midfield means, bro. You get me? This ain't no Brighton. This is Chelsea. This is a serious game. You get me? This ain't no Carabao Cup. It's different. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what that means. And you put him in the midfield with Ødegaard. Ødegaard just came back. You know what I'm saying? Just running around. Cool, whatever. We reverted back to the old Arsenal, the U-shaped. Cross the ball into the box, Arsenal. And hope. 3 goals came from the middle. Eze scored them against Tottenham. From the middle. You need to have multiple ways of attacking teams, bro. You need to have multiple plans. It can't be just one plan. It can't be. All Chelsea did was stack the defense. Let Philip James, do his thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Let James do his thing. Do you get me? In the midfield.
Yeah.
And Enzo there as well. And that was one of the reasons I was upset as well, because if Chelsea played Cole Palmer in the number 10, they would have lost the midfielder. And we would have probably beat them if they played Cole Palmer in the number 10. It's the problem is when they played Enzo, now it's 3 midfielders that can work, bro. Enzo, you can laugh at Enzo, you can laugh about him, bro. But Enzo is a midfielder, he can attack and defend at the same time. We've got players that can only defend, can't attack, cannot create, have no creativity whatsoever, no ideas whatsoever. Give it to Saka. Saka can't beat his man. Pause.
And even if it was us, Rashid, when if we were to go down to 10 men, we'd bring on an extra defender, bro. That's what we would do. Their manager still went and bringing on Garnacho and Delap. You know what I mean? It's not like he went all out defensive. It's just the structure was really good. But there was still intent to attack. Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't. We'd stink it out. We'll do what we did against Sunderland, bro. We'll take off a number 10, bring on another centre back, everybody defend, everybody get back. Yeah, I mean,
move. Here's a question to you. Yeah. Why do you think this this manager didn't take off a midfielder and play with two number 10s to create? Yeah. Why didn't he not do it? Why didn't Arteta not do it in your opinion?
Why didn't he not take off what?
Why didn't he not turn the midfield into 2 number 10s and one number 6?
No, but bro, he doesn't want to let go of the defensive solidity, innit? He ain't gonna risk it. He's not a gambler, bro.
But they have 10 players, bro. You're not risking.
He was scared of their counter attack, innit? You're not gonna do it, bro. He was scared against Sunderland's counter attack, but he's gonna open up against Chelsea, bro.
But we have the best defense in the world. I don't understand. It doesn't match. Do you know what I'm saying? We have the best defense in the world. Why are you scared of a counter attack? We can deal with them. Do you know what I'm saying? We can deal with them. Chelsea in the set pieces, you saw Chelsea, what they did in the set pieces. They did what Monaco did last season. Put 3 players on the halfway line. All right, cool.
Okay,
If you miss this corner, it's gonna be a counter. Gone.
Yeah.
Now let's play. Game on.
That's
Do you know
what
what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. We're going for the
Spurs
league.
as
We have to win the league, yeah.
Spurs has gone through.
Like these are the kind of risks I want to see, yeah. And I know some people say, "Oh, but North, if we would have lost the game, you'd be bitching and moaning." No, bro, because take the risk because we have to get over the line. I don't want to see you playing for a draw. Like that's not gonna help us. Yeah, I will say, yo, if you don't bring on the right players and the tactics ain't there, yeah, I will. But I will still give you a level of praise of, do you know what? Arteta actually went for it. You actually understanding we can't be playing for draws. So I'll understand, and I would actually rate being ballsy about it, but not just sitting back and saying, okay, well, we're comfortable as it is. They're not really like blitzing us open. We'll just cut, bro. You have to take risks, bro. If you want to win majors, you have to take risks, bro. You have to, bro. Come on, like this guy just plays it safe, and I think that's just our worst thing, man. He just plays it safe.
No,
And it's lazy. Like, this fan base all think, yeah, that we actually tried to go at. Well, no, we didn't. We replaced certain players, yeah, but we were still playing within our shell and still doing the same thing, which was comfortable for them. Like Cucurella was allowing Saka to spam crosses because you knew Saka's crossing was shit. He's like, go on then. You ain't doing nothing.
Go and do it. They wanted it. They had the players packed in the defense. All you need to do is just defend these aimless crosses. Aimless crosses to the box, and that's the plan. That's what I don't understand is that we had the upper hand. It's like you're fighting with someone, you've already knocked them out, you can see they're shaky, and you're still scared of them to hit you back. Smoke him, he's done. He's already, do you know what I'm saying? You know, boxing people know he's already like moving side to side. He's lost balance. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when you smoke him, you take him out. 10 man, they had 10 man, bro. 10 man. And they kept the same midfielders. They didn't even change. They didn't even refresh the midfielders. They kept the same ones.
Yeah, we didn't make a defensive substitution. The substitutions were literally Esteval for Garnacho and then João Pedro for the lab. So and mind you, even like with Fofana is like it's like you said, Rashid, like Reece James, somebody you know physically, he's experienced a lot of injuries. Fofana as well. Fofana just played 90 minutes against Barcelona, so it was actually a massive risk to play him against Arsenal as well. So yeah, I mean, I think I was even thinking about it when Noni came on. One thing, just from watching Noni Madueke play for us, is he was always willing to take on his fullback, like literally to a fault. Like with Noni Madueke, he would receive the ball, the first thing, take on your man. Like against us, I just felt like I saw him pass inside almost all the time he received the ball. Not once did I see him like try to take on a defender. And I think there was even at points where he swapped wings with Saka. He was like on the right hand side, and literally all he did was just shuffle literally all the way past the goal line before he tried putting in a cross. And I just wonder if that's like indicative of what the manager is asking his attackers to do. Because like, for example, I saw so many times like somebody like Mosquera would come in sort of like in that mid space, just past the center circle. He's in acres of space. No one is trying to come short, receive the ball, half turn, incisive pass. No one is sort of saying, you know what, let's play quick 1-2, take a pot shot. Like check if Sanchez is still awake. Like someone like Declan Rice coming on the edge of the box, take a shot. Like make a Chelsea defender commit. We didn't see any last ditch tackling. Like there wasn't even like a lot of block shots. There wasn't sort of like that pressure. Like I was telling you, note like that incisive passing. There was no pace. There was no urgency in how Arsenal were trying to play. It was literally like let's work it.
We played two side to side players. We played Ødegaard side to side, Moreno side to side. We went back to Arsenal last season. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We went back to the old Arsenal, the Arsenal that we don't want to see no more. Do you get me? We've got Eze right now. Play the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Play him. That's the guy that's the guy that plays. You've got Ethan. Play Ethan and Eze. Go for it for number 210s. Go Ethan and Eze. You don't need Ødegaard and Moreno for this game. That's for controlling games. You play them for controlling games.
Yes.
You're winning 2-1, whatever. Play Moreno and Ødegaard. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe not Moreno, but Ødegaard. Keep it side to side. Cool. Keep it ticking. He might find a pass. Do you get it? That's the kind of time you play this player. But bro, you should have kept on. You should have kept on going with Eze and bring on Ethan, someone that can help him. Because Eze couldn't breathe last season. Last game. He couldn't breathe. He didn't catch a break. Did he touch the ball, by the way?
Show that attacking prowess. I think he's probably looking at it as like, you know what, away game. It's been a good week. You know, like to be fair, like I also think it's maybe appropriate to analyze the week, not just this game in isolation. Smoke Spurs. Like for me personally, I spoke with Northside before. I knew like that was going to be an easy game for Arsenal. Smoke them, smoke Bayern. Like that was a good test. Like to be fair, like I'm not going to turn around and say this, Bayern that. It was a top team, smoked them, and then a draw away. I think Arteta went home last night. He's like, you know what? Like I'll take that. I don't think he's going home feeling frustrated that he didn't take advantage, and that's sort of like a temperament problem that most people that don't support Arteta have with him. Like that was clearly a must not lose for Mikel Arteta, bro. Like it was clearly a must not lose, and ultimately, like he left with the result he was happy with, which I think is a problem.
There's a way to lose. There's a way to draw. There's a way to lose. I could lose a game and say, you know what, respect, bro. I understand. You went for it. Do you know what I'm saying? You went for it. You went for the attack. They caught us out. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's certain games, obviously, when it comes to semi-final, final, you win those games. It doesn't matter about the performance. Yeah. But like when you go against Chelsea, bro, you should have kept on someone like Eze and put on someone like Ethan that has a bit of, it has a bit of that incisive pass, that a bit of.
He's press resistant as well. He's press resistant and
you know
gets the thing. Yeah,
and Eze's got that brilliant, that brilliant moment. Eze's always got that brilliant moment. Sometimes he doesn't touch the ball. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, Eze, a lot of time this season he hasn't touched the ball. But Eze's got that little brilliant moment. You saw against Bayern Munich, 1-2 touch, boom, goal Martinelli. So I feel like, and let's be honest, Ødegaard ain't got that. I haven't seen that for time.
But that's what it is, Rashid. But that's what it is. It's like, even with, this is why I said about Zubimendi and Ødegaard. Yes, they're good technically when they have a lot of time, but once you press both of them, all of a sudden they don't look like the same. When you press them, they can't break out of the press. You understand they struggle when someone is pressing them. They struggle, bro. I've seen Zubimendi. Bro, I've seen Zubimendi get dog walked by Casemiro, bro. I've seen Casemiro, twice dog walk Zubimendi, bro. You understand? And it's like with that Chelsea midfield were always going to dominate. It was always going to dominate, bro, because they have press resistant midfielders and they have the physicality to be able to stop Arsenal's momentum, because Arsenal don't have a lot of, especially in that midfield, that are press resistant. Like Rashid said, Ethan would have been better because he is more press resistant. Max Dowman would have been slightly better because he's press resistant. So.
And they've got talent in it, King. They've got ideas. They're a bit, there's something you need to open up a game. When someone plays a low block, you need techie players. You need to take the player on, to take away a player or two, to create a bit of space for other players to get involved. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say here? Do you get me? That's why we need it. That's why I tell people, if Max Dowman plays right now, he will be better than Saka. He'll be putting performances better than Saka right now against Bayern Munich, against the best teams in the world. Right now, this guy can play. Right now. I know it's mad to say. I know he's 15 or whatever. I don't care, bro. Football is talent. And not everybody has that. Do you get me? Yeah. You can be a footballer as in, physical footballer, pace and power. You run. You play your part in football. Do you know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about if we're talking about techie players, attacking players, we need techie players. We need players with ideas. We need players with runs, bro. Like
Yeah.
he put on 2 players that don't have that. That's the thing. I'm telling these people right now, Ethan could have done something this game. Ethan could have
Yes.
found some kind of pass. You know, he's direct as
He
well.
would
We
have
need
drawn fouls
direct
from
players.
Cucurella. He would have drawn fouls from Cucurella. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing is, his link up play would have got Eze more into the game because
Thank
his
you.
reading of the game is good. Diamond, when he sees a run, he plays it, and most of the time he draws a lot of players out of position because he's able to beat a player, which makes another player have to cover for the fullback. Do you know what I mean? So Cucurella on the yellow is very highly likely you'll get another one because you know Cucurella's going to cramp him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's very good at
But
taking.
didn't we have Madueke for that, North? Don't you agree with me? We had Madueke for that. Like Madueke could have, you know, Madueke can dribble, okay? I know you don't like him. And I understand why people don't. But like Madueke can take on players. He can beat a man. Pause.
He can.
Yeah,
Can
but
No, he can. I'm not against the Madueke one, but when you're talking about Dalman, he would have offered you that as well. Like Madueke would be the directness that we kind of needed, in it, to force Cucurella to do mistakes. One thing Cucurella is very good. He's good at dark arts. That guy. He's very good, at giving away fouls and getting away with it. He's a good fullback. No, I'm not trying to say, oh, well, he's just a dirty player and he's not good. He is actually very good. But at the same time, he knows how to draw fouls and he knows how to get away with it. Do you know what I mean? He knows how to sell a foul. That's one thing, Cucurella. That's not the only thing. Go on, Keke.
I was gonna say, especially with that hair of his, bro. Like every time a player is in close proximity of his hair, he's like, "Oh my days!" You know, I lost the curl. Yeah, he's a shit house, bro. He is. But that's what makes him a great player for us. But that's what I was thinking about Noni. Noni was supposed to be the guy coming on, taking on defenders. That's exactly what you need with 10 men. You just have to drag people out of their positions where they sit in defense. But he just kept passing inside. He kept receiving the ball, passing it into midfield. That's why I was like, I can't help but feel like that's a managerial instruction, because I know for a fact that is him going against his instincts, which is to take a dude on. But then it takes me back to the fundamental point you made about this manager, North. Like, he's not brave. Like to bring on Max Dowman in a top of the table clash away at Stamford Bridge. It takes courage, bro. You need to be brave. You need to understand, be like, oh, you know what? I'm putting this kid on to win me the game. If he loses possession, if it's a stray pass, if he tries a flick. I remember Ødegaard against West Ham. He tried a flick, we lost the ball, boom, 1-0 West Ham. Like that's the risk you take, and you have to be brave. You have to be able to face the press afterwards, because it's very easy. Like, oh, Mikel, how could you put on a 15-year-old in one of the biggest? Because I'm being brave. I'm trying to win the game. Like, he's not willing to do that because he's not a brave manager, bro. Like he is just not a brave manager, and this is gonna cost you when it matters most. Like losing 3 points against Chelsea, like on the 30th of November, bro, it's not the end of the world. Like, man would have still been on top of the table, 3 points clear. But when you're talking about finals, when there's big decisions to make, I'll give you an example. When Spurs got to the Europa League final, Ange Postecoglou decided to not start Son. That's his captain. That's your leader. That's someone, like, on any given day, you trust him to bag. He's like, you know what? I'm not playing you, bro. I have a different thing that I'm trying to do. I'm going to play Richarlison. And for all intents and purposes, it worked. If it didn't work, then he would have been cussed out. You look at Pochettino, Champions League final, Harry Kane is injured. It's like you said, like when someone is in hot form, he's on a hot streak, you play him. Pochettino chose to not start Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura just put you in the Champions League final. Yeah. You went with what you know. You went with what you trust, and it failed. Yeah. And for me, this is where, like, Mikel Arteta really and truly, he needs to decide what type of manager he's going to be moving forward. The likelihood is he's not going to stay at Arsenal forever. Like, what? Like, who are you as a manager? Are you brave? Do you try to take games by the scruff of the neck? Are you trying to influence the game to win it, or are you trying to influence the game to not lose? And so far, the last 5 years, he's proven exactly that he's a must not lose guy. So you'll always just slightly miss out. You'll slightly always miss out. That's kind of like how I see it, man.
You know what my problem is with Arteta, yeah? It's one problem. Sorry, King. I thought you. It's the in-game management. I want us to be, when we're cornered, I want you to find a way. I want you to prove why you get 15.6 million a season. Do you know what I'm saying? Why do you get that kind of money if you have only one plan? I know a lot of managers that only have one plan, but only the managers that win at the end of the season are the managers with multiple plans. When they get cornered, they find a way to win. That's how Liverpool did last season. They were always finding a way to win. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's something I really want Arteta to that's something that's when I start believing. I want something to believe. I'll be honest. I want something to believe. But it's just that I'm seeing the same, even when we win, it's the same plan. It's just that it's always that they played into our hands. That's all it is. Any little major setback, wow, problems for this manager. Do you know what I'm saying?
He did it against Bayern, to be fair.
The crazy, but yeah, that's what we're gonna mention, bro. He did it against Bayern Munich. That's the crazy part. He took Saka off against Bayern Munich, bro, but he didn't do the same against Chelsea. It's like you've seen it work. You've seen it work, but you don't want to use it again.
This was
crazy.
Saka told him. He brought a Madueke and he brought a Martinelli. Both of them scored. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can make subs that affect games, bro. You can make decisions that affect games and get us ahead. The thing is, you have to do it on a consistent basis. Like we all praise them, saying, "Yo, like his substitution won us the game against Bayern." But we see this on a consistent basis. But then you come up against Chelsea, you come unstuck, and then it's like, this is what for all that we praise him. It's like if you don't do it consistently, what does it really mean? Is that are you really learning, or are you just going off instinct? Like, were you gonna make those subs regardless? Is that why you did that? Like, is it just like for like substitutions? Because it doesn't
find
seem
that's
like
the
you're
case.
growing.
Yeah. You find it's literally like a manager minutes thing, where it's like, you know what, certain man is in the red zone. You're getting like I know that happens at Chelsea all the time, like pre-planned substitutions. It looks like the manager is trying to be wavy, but like it was pre-planned. And also, like for me, like yes, it was a big tie, but like in the grand scheme of things, that game between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, like it wasn't high stakes. It wasn't like Champions League qualification was on the line. So maybe he felt a little bit of freedom to kind of flex his sort of tactical thinking there, but the pressure was on at Stamford Bridge, and yeah, he seemed to do what he usually prefers to do, which is not take the game at the scruff of the neck, bro.
No, I hear it, man. I hear it. But I'm gonna be doing another show at 11:30. So big up to everyone that's locked in. We'll be live again at 11:30. Big up to Keke, bro. Macy, Real King, the level-headed. You're just Rashid, bro. I'm not gonna call you the level-headed.
No, wait.
I'm trying to complicate the thing, you know.
Listen, I need the name. I can't lie. I need the name for the channel, and I just couldn't find the name. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just taking the piss for a while. Maybe it will stick. I don't know.
Nah, Rashid TV, man. Just keep it simple. Quick,
just keep it simple, yeah.
Yeah, Rashid TV, man.
Yeah, that's a shout. I can't lie. I'll think about it. I need the name. I need the catchy name. Do you think Rashid TV is just like too boring? No.
Nah, it's easy.
I think it's a good start.
Most people already know you for Rashid anyway.
Yeah,
it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? No, you know what I mean. You can just, you know what I mean. That can just be a little slogan. The level-headed fan.
Yeah. Little description in that. Yeah, man.
You get me?
100.
Yeah, listen, big up to everyone, man. I'm gonna have some dinner and I'm gonna set up this stream for 11. We're gonna talk about the injuries. Saliba, Gabriel, the upcoming match, Brentford. And yeah, man, tomorrow's gonna be busy because tomorrow, what's it? I think Spurs take on Newcastle, no?
Yeah, I think so. And City play Fulham tomorrow. And if City win that game, then they could put more pressure on us.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll be dropping a clip for a match reaction for the City game. and then we'll definitely go live for the Spurs meltdown after that game.
Probably put another Spurs meltdown. About to say, probably another Spurs meltdown, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? Deji and them man are crushing up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean?
I messaged Deji today. Yeah, he was like, "Yo." He's like, I can't today. I'm traveling, wherever. And I'm like, this guy, he's been missing for a couple of games, you know. Since the North London derby, I ain't seen this guy, you know.
He's very political, bro. His political answers, bro, kill me. I can't lie.
How dare he called me out on the street, bro? How very dare he called me out, bro, about saying, I think Real King thinks his team's back. No, I don't think my team's back, bro. You know what I'm saying? How dare you call me out, bro? You know what I'm saying? How dare you, bro? You know what I'm saying?
At the start of the season, when I told him, the Chelsea team are going to do well this season, and I was like,
what happened to Danzo, bro?
You know, they had a slow start to the season. He's like, yo, these man, don't chat to me. I'm above you. But when you're saying I'm above Chelsea in the table, you can't chat to me.
Bro.
He was like, no. He was like, are you going to win the league? He said, we're in the conversation.
Yeah, Tottenham are going to make it further than Arsenal in the Champions League. His words. So his words.
He's the gift that keeps on giving. I just can't wait for the next.
Danzo top 6 centre back. Danzo, remember, Danzo's the top 6 centre back, and he gets in Man City's team. Remember that one. Where's Danzo now?
Howler.
He's doing the most, man. This guy's doing the most. Yeah, man. Listen, big up to everyone locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? And who's live? Who shall we direct to? Who's live? Who's live right now? I don't even know who's live. Who's live? Let's read that.
Who do we like?
I think Rance live. I think Rance is live, you know.
Rance is live. All right, cool. We'll redirect to Rance. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Northside raid on the way in, and I'll see you guys at 11:30, man. Love.
Big up.